Hey, listeners, it's me, Dan. Respect Listener Opinions Month is right around the corner in May. And again, this year, we are respecting your opinions. That means
you're welcome.
you get to pick the movie for our May episode. But right now, we need you to get on your social medias, your Twitters and your Facebooks, and your Instagrams.
Just
for the listener. Dan is miming typing on a keyboard for every item of this list that he's saying right now.
Because that's absolutely how people access social media, is still on a keyboard all the time.
But with one hand.
With one hand.
Yep.
With the hashtag Totes Respect, and start suggesting movies. And then look around April 1st for a poll that'll go up on respect.totesrecall.com.
Okay, but if it's April 1st, how do I know this isn't just an elaborate?
Okay,
Yeah.
April 2nd. So it's clear we're not joking.
Midnight,
Because this is
12:01
not a joke.
a.m. on April
It is
2nd.
not a joke that we respect you.
Or whenever
1 month
Beth
a year.
feels like it, or whoever actually puts it up.
Well, I don't do anything.
Okay, I don't know. Usually if it involves the website, I just assume we
Yeah,
make
I'll
you do something.
I'll probably do a redirect.
Oh, nice.
Or maybe it's already set
Yeah,
up.
it'll
You
be
know
a
what?
Google
You don't
form.
need to know, listeners.
Anyway,
We respect you. You don't have to do any of the work.
Yeah.
that's right. There will be a poll April 2nd, so you are not confused that this is a joke.
Yes.
At respect.totesrecall.com, and then you can vote on the suggestions there, and then our May episode will be that movie. So get to suggesting now and get to voting later.
.com.
Respect.totesrecall.com.
Hashtag Totes Respect.
Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie. We try to remember this movie that we haven't seen in a long time.
Okay.
Can't remember.
Yep.
And then that's the first half of the podcast. And then we watch the movie off mic while eating 2 pizzas and 2 salads. Thank you, patrons. And then we come back, and the second half of the podcast is us trying, seeing what we did right and wrong, what we've learned.
You're using your arms a lot.
How
Are you
things
okay?
are.
Of gesturing
I'm really
for
channeling my
audio.
father right now with a lot of hand gestures. That's the show. Welcome to it. My name is Dan.
This is Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie this episode is The Fifth Element.
The
Oh,
fifth one.
not the fourth.
No.
That
Fun
one's-
fact, the fifth element is boron.
Oh.
What? Oh, on the table?
Yeah, I know, because we used to make a lot of jokes about how this movie was actually called Boron.
Who did?
Me and my dumb high school friends.
Okay,
I thought they were
great.
your
dumb.
robot
We knew
No,
what the
they're
fifth element was.
You
So
guys sounded
smart.
really cool.
Yep, we
Wow.
were. We
They
were.
understand a periodic table.
Yeah, we looked at it once and went, there it is, Fifth Element.
Nice.
Wow. So that was like a high school movie for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all I can picture when I think of this movie is that orange strappy outfit.
Oh, yeah.
That is like...
From,
Is the outfit orange? Yes.
Yeah, I thought just
Yeah.
her hair was orange.
I think the outfit is white.
Ooh.
Ooh, bats.
Is
I
it?
think it's orange.
No, maybe it's orange.
What?
I mean,
Beth, what are
I
you
don't
doing?
know.
I don't know. I'm scared.
Take a stand. I'm betting her
it's white.
outfit is white, but her hair is
Yeah,
orange.
that's my bet. I'm
Okay.
also betting that.
Also, that her outfit is insane
Yeah, it is.
and it's like barely clothes.
It's very strappy.
Lilu.
Yeah, Lula, whatever her name is.
Mila.
Mila?
Wait,
Mila.
you mean her actual name? Or the
Oh,
character's
right.
name?
The character's name.
Okay.
What were you saying? Character's name?
Character's name.
Me too.
I'm trying to
Lulu?
remember the line where she uses her multipass.
All right,
She's
you
the
love that line.
multi-pass?
Yeah, multipass. Lilu Dallas.
Lilu? Her name's Lilu?
Corbin
sounds right.
Dallas. Corbin Dallas is Bruce Willis.
There you go.
Jaquette's bet, Corbin Dallas.
Great.
Wow. And have you seen this since high school?
Probably not.
Wow,
But I
that's
watched
made
it a
an
number
impression.
of times.
I probably saw
Oh,
it
okay.
in college. It seems like one of those movies that like my dumb dude friends and I'd be like, yeah, let's just put that on, whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
This would be post-college for me.
I think it's 1997.
That sounds right.
I'm going to say 99.
Nine.
Either of those years would put high school for me, but I feel like it's earlier in my high school. I feel great about 97.
Yeah, I'll go 98. I'll go
Whoa.
take
Whoa.
Wow.
the coward's way.
Yeah.
Molly, you
and
wanna
just to
ruin
round
everything?
it out, I'll do 95.
Is it
Okay.
because you know
Wait,
it's 95?
You literally just said before we started recording that you knew what year it came
I
out.
do because I had to find it to make sure that I could
So
stream
hold
it.
on.
So why wouldn't you just say what year it came out?
Well, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to give it away.
So
But I
did
think
you-
it's
So
more
did you
fun.
guess the
But you
correct year?
guessed
And now you're going to be like,
95?
oh, I guess I got it right.
Oh,
Or did
no,
you
I wouldn't
intentionally
do
guess
that.
wrong?
I guessed wrong.
Interesting.
I don't know. You're being shady.
You-
Your eyes are being so shifty.
I guess we'll find
So
out.
sorry, I'm so nervous. Okay,
No,
fine.
this is good.
Scratch my
no,
bet.
no,
It's
this is
fine.
a great
It's a
teaser for the second half. Like, hey, stick around to find out if Molly
Is
was
a liar or
yeah.
sort of a liar?
Yeah,
Oh,
for her
that's terrible.
own kudos,
Yeah.
setting herself up for kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos?
It doesn't matter.
Kudos is cuter.
That
Yeah,
was
exactly.
a granola bar I ate a lot in high school.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I
Speaking of
thought
high
that
school.
I was so mad at the name of that product. I remember just
Kudos?
being
Why?
enraged.
Why?
Because I'd never heard kudos before, and they presented it like it was the cutest thing in the world. And I don't know, it offended my sensibilities somehow. I
Wow.
was just
I
so
don't-
mad that
I
you would
don't
call something
understand.
kudos.
Because there was like a food product with a name that was weird?
Yeah.
That can't be the first time that happened
I
to
was
you.
a very literal kid. Like, I drank Five Alive when I was 5 years old until I turned 6. And I distinctly remember standing in the aisle and thinking, like the frozen food aisle.
Wow.
And thinking, oh, I don't have to drink this stuff anymore because I'm not 5 anymore.
Do you
What did
have like a
Wow.
100
Yeah.
grand candy bar that's like just in your cabinet? It's like someday.
That's
Someday,
in my
baby.
security deposit box.
So what? Okay, did you think that if you drank, what did you think would happen if you drank Five Alive after you were past 5?
Oh, I didn't think anything bad would happen
No
to me. I
harm.
just had never liked
It's
it,
no
but I
longer
drank
necessary.
it
I
out
see, I
of
see.
loyalty.
It felt appropriate.
Yes.
And right.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
So did
I am
you
5.
not
I will
feel-
drink 5 Alive.
Did you not feel you deserved kudos?
Oh, that's very sweet.
I thought you didn't know what the
Probably
word
not.
was.
But I didn't know what the word was.
Oh.
And then I found out and I was like, oh,
So you were frustrated with your lack of understanding.
probably. Probably.
I've been there.
So anyway, those are great granola bars. I guess they were dipped in chocolate though, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Wait,
it's
no.
a chocolate bar.
Or like
They weren't
there's a
dipped in
little there's a
chocolate.
little
drizzled?
drizzle.
Yeah, it was like a chocolate
Oh.
bottom
drizzle.
and then like a crunchy something, like an oat thing. And then it had stuff in it. You could get Snickers or
Oh,
M&Ms
yeah.
or chocolate chips.
Oh.
There's a
And
cinnamon
there was a-
raisin one that was not
Oh,
as good as any of the
disgusting.
other
No.
flavors.
Wow. And then it's no longer a product though, right?
I
have
don't
not
think
seen one in a
so.
long time.
Wow. Went the way of Tab.
It seemed like it was like a healthy bar.
Yeah.
But like
It was not. It was a
definitely
candy bar.
not. It's
Yeah.
definitely still a candy bar.
Yeah.
It's just that it wasn't fully encased in chocolate, so it's better.
That's what made it healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Wow.
Anyway, I probably ate a kudos while watching Fifth Element.
Okay.
Chances
Great.
are high.
Great way to tie it back.
Thank
and with
you.
some Martinelli's sparkling apple juice.
Ooh.
Oh.
That was another big high school.
Fancy.
Very
Consumption.
fancy.
What's
that
with
the
the
one that
swirling
came in
gesture?
the-
Why are you swirling your hand?
Because it's fancy. You got to swirl fancy drinks.
Is that the one that came shaped like an apple?
Sometimes.
Oh.
I think the juice came shaped like an apple.
Okay. 'Cause
The-
I went to debate camp in Berkeley, California. because
Everyone
I was
was
a
so
hardcore
cool.
nerd. That was so cool. And my roommate would only, and Berkeley's, like, I remember going to Berkeley's like food services area, like their cafeteria for students. And it was incredible. Like, it's all organic food and it's every food choice you can imagine. It was amazing. I've still never seen a place like this. And, but she refused to eat anything except for Haagen-Dazs, vanilla ice cream,
Nice.
and only Martinelli $3.50 apple-shaped
That's
apple juices.
terrible. That's a terrible life choice.
I know. And I was like, I wanted to be as cool as she was, but I was like, I can't hang.
Yeah.
Like, I want to eat.
I mean, that's not cool. Hey,
Yeah.
it's cool to have good nutrition.
Yeah. Hey,
right,
teens? Hey,
Eat a balanced diet.
eat some almonds or something
Yeah.
at least with your juice and ice cream.
Yeah. Also, juice is just sugar water.
Yeah.
Knock it off. That's a soda.
Wow.
But these Martinelli's sparkling apple juice were great. They came in like a small but still like bottle shaped bottle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was only like 8 ounces. It was great.
Great for
we
the
got
teen on
a
the go.
whole pallet from Costco.
Oh, boy.
Or at that time, Price Club.
Oh.
Wow.
Pre-merger.
That's incredible. So
We have
We know that there's one character, two characters we've
characters,
identified
right?
so far in this movie.
Yep.
Bruce Willis, Corbin Dallas,
Yep.
multipass.
Okay, so I am not like entirely sure I've seen the entire movie before.
Okay, here we go.
Beth, but here's what I can remember of it.
Please.
They're
I'm
in
so excited.
space. I think they're in space or like on a ship or a planet or something.
Okay.
Great.
She's
Who?
the fifth element.
Okay.
Lula?
Lulu?
Whatever. We'll get there.
They need her for something.
Uh-huh.
Chris Tucker is there.
Yes,
What?
that is true.
Wow.
Nope. Does he have silver hair?
He definitely has fun hair.
Or,
He has
yeah, he has
fun-
fun
oh,
hair
it's
for
crazy
sure.
hair.
He has fun hair. It might be
be silver.
silver colored. It's fun though.
Okay. Maybe he's not in this movie at all, and I'm just thinking because he has silver hair. But is Cisco in the movie?
Oh,
no.
no.
He just had silver hair.
Yeah.
And probably around the same time.
Yeah, probably.
Bruce Willis has to protect her for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like a reluctant hero.
Yeah, like he doesn't want to be there.
He's just a schlub, right? Who just kind of
Yeah.
gets thrown into this
Is
situation.
he like a cop? Or
Oh, is he like a storage transport guy?
I
Like a
thought he was just
cargo
like some
guy?
schlub. Yeah, like a blue collar
full-on
dude.
schlub?
But maybe he was like an ex cop, and that's why he can run fast or whatever.
Shoot a...
Is this like
Space
Die
gun.
Hard 7?
Maybe.
Yeah, might
But
be.
it's-
Die
in
Hard
space?
5.
Yeah.
Element.
Fifth Element.
Oh, God.
Die Hard 5.
What else do you think
Element.
happens?
I think at one point, like, there's an aria. Like, there's an alien that sings an aria.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
It sounds like you've seen this movie.
Yeah, right? But other than that, I don't really remember anything about it.
Okay.
That's
but
all I got.
I think it's a mystery what the fifth element is, and then he's surprised to find out it's a creature, a being. And is she like
But also,
supernatural?
isn't it something else?
Is she pregnant
No.
with something?
I
No.
don't think so.
Okay.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe?
I don't know. I feel like he doesn't expect it to be a human or a creature of some kind. And is she a human? Is she a regular human?
Unclear.
Alien person? She's
Oh.
also weird, right? Like she doesn't know how to function with other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Oh
a
yeah,
weirdo.
Dan's bet. We're all gonna be horrified by her character.
Like, because she's like kind of an object.
She's like a sexy child who can like
Oh, no.
Yikes.
who like can barely function without the help of men.
Oh, God.
God.
Are there
Yeah.
any other women in the movie? Do you think?
I think Bruce Willis has a annoying mother.
Oh, man.
Great. This
The
movie
opera lady
sounds
alien
Opera lady.
is female presenting.
She's in like one scene.
Do you think we'll pass
I
the
think
back
there's
to
some.
Wallace?
Ooh,
No.
Is Chris Tucker the bad guy?
no,
No.
he's just Chris Tucker
He's
in
like
space.
he's like an entertainment personality.
yeah,
He's
Oh.
got like a show.
but he
Yeah.
also gets thrown into this.
Yeah, and he's got a cool cane.
I thought it was a microphone. Maybe it's both.
I think it's both.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, and he's got like an entourage.
Oh yeah, there's the women Chris Tucker has sex with.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm going to hate this movie.
Yeah, I think you are.
I remember hearing, and I don't know, and I remember believing, and I still don't know if it was presented as a joke or not, but I remember hearing this was written by a 13-year-old
What?
and being like, whoa, and being like, okay, I believe it, and then wanting to know more, but not finding out anything more.
Okay.
That sounds like a joke to me. Like someone was like, that movie was written like a 13.
It definitely sounds like a joke, but when it was told to me, I received it as if it were true.
Nice.
and the movie validated it.
Yes, and I was like, and then I saw the movie, I was like, okay,
I buy
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
like at least at some point, like a 13-year-old told the story arc to his dad or mom or
Yeah,
something, and
and
they were
then-
the screenwriter.
Yeah.
But on some level, I was like, yeah, okay.
Whoa.
I mean, this is very much like, I can't remember the dude's name who directed this movie, but he is a French dude, and
Oh.
he is very much just like the kind of dude who's just sort of like, yeah, I'm just going to throw whatever I want up on the screen because I think it's interesting, but not necessarily like in a way that makes sense.
Oh, like no story?
That's my bet. I'm guessing watching this now, I will think it looks really cool and there's some interesting spacey sci-fi ideas, but I will be infuriated by the story.
Yeah. Gary Oldman is in it.
Yes, he
Oh.
is.
And
Ooh.
he's awesome.
And he's
Is he the
awesome,
bad guy?
and he has
Yes.
the best haircut in the world.
Yeah. He's got
Okay.
a cool haircut and like a plastic head shell.
His whole fashion aesthetic is just great.
So this just sounds like the Capitol at the Hunger Games.
Kinda, yeah.
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 Meets Die Hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In space sometimes.
In space.
In
Okay.
space. and there's aliens that are taken advantage of, right?
What?
He's got a super gun
Yes.
that can do anything.
I don't know if it can do anything.
Can it make an omelet?
Ooh, great question.
Ooh.
He's like an arms dealer, though. He's like
Yeah.
a space arms dealer.
But he like
Okay.
gets the gun and then shoots all the people that tried to sell it to him.
Oh,
Whoa.
That's
he's
how
a
we know he's
bad
a
guy,
hashtag
double
bad man.
crosser. Like a bad
Is
guy.
he kind of
even
like
among-
wacky? I'm sorry, cut you off. Go
Oh,
ahead.
it's okay. I was gonna say he's like a bad guy among bad guys, right?
Yes.
Like not
Yeah.
even doesn't even follow the code.
No honor
Yeah.
among thieves.
Yeah.
Well,
and him and a bunch of like dog alien mercenaries.
Yes,
Team
those
up.
ones.
Is he like serious or like wacky? Like he's like, "Whoa,"
He's-
like that kind of bad guy.
Yeah, I think he's more the blah kind of bad guy
Okay.
because he is wackadoo and like it's very much one of those situations where there was clearly like, hey, Gary Oldman, here's this part for you. And then he just like went for it. Like that's also like the Dracula movie where like that movie is insane and only Gary Oldman seems to understand that,
Yeah.
you know? Well, Anthony Hopkins too.
Yeah.
Those two seem to understand like this movie is bananas and they just lean into it. And I feel like it's the same in this movie where like Bruce Willis just is Bruce Willis. And it's very just like, oh, I'm very gritty and
Is he
understated.
gonna talk to himself a lot?
I hope
oh
so.
yeah, I hope so.
But
I'm
Gary
running.
Oldman, like, he's just nuts.
I don't know about this movie. I definitely remember seeing it.
Okay.
I know I saw it with some guy.
Ooh,
probably someone I
nice.
was dating.
Yeah, and you're like, ugh, this guy, blah.
And they were like, "Oh, I got to see this movie."
Hmm.
Yeah, and I remember thinking her hair looked cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I had quite the critical view that I will be having in 2019.
I imagine we will all have that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Ooh.
is we never got the actor's name out. It's Milo
Mila.
Mila
Jovovich.
That seems right-ish.
Yeah, I honestly, before I came over here today, was trying to figure out how to say her last name.
I have no idea.
What'd you land on?
It was similar to what you just said. Yeah, definitely Mila
Yep.
Janovich.
Janovich?
Janovich? Janovich?
Jovovich
How many syllables do we
Yikes.
think? 4 or 3? I think it's 4 syllables.
in the last name or
In the
total?
last name.
Jovovich. I say 4.
I say 3.
Wow.
Great. Bold. I like it.
I also say 3. I think it's Jovovich.
Oh, Jovovich. Well, it's pretty. We'll find out.
Great
find
hair, apparently.
Great hair.
Mhm.
Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
she's got great hair in that too.
Yeah, she probably does. Don't remember.
It's because it's like that kind of like, both of them are kind of that like anime / like video game kind of hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like just kind of like a blunt bob. I don't know, right? It's short.
I thought it was longer.
Which
No.
This one.
I think this one she has kind of like a bob.
Yeah,
it's like
because
an
she has like a
orange bob.
Like a
like a
shaved bottom bob.
spiky, kind of a like pointy orange bob,
Yeah.
right?
Like
Okay.
it almost looks like a wig. Like it's made to look that way. Like super. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because she is like it's not clear if she's actually a human being because she is like, comes from space because like some robot church like sends her to Earth to save it or something.
Robot church?
Yeah.
Amazing. I can't wait.
Did you write down robot church? What is that? Really?
There's like, yeah, because like there's a couple of like, because the whole reason Bruce Willis gets involved in this is because like some sort of like space monk is like, hey, you need to help us save the world with the fifth element, and because they're like the disciples of the robot church.
Oh.
Because
so
there's
it's
like these
spiritual.
weird robots that are like it's somehow their boss or something.
Wait, is the
So
robot god in that church?
I
Or
think
the
it's just like the
people-
Pope. It's like
Okay.
the robot
The
Pope,
robot
or
Pope?
something.
So this is like the Greek thing where they had the. Never mind. I'll set it aside. I'll see if I can make this analogy later.
Oh,
I'm not-
okay.
I'm really
There's another
sure.
teaser for the second half.
Shadow,
Can
Greek
you write that
analogy.
down so Molly doesn't forget?
Yeah, Greek analogy.
Greek analogy.
Yeah, why is the world ending?
There's some sort of space evil that's like impending.
It's
Like
like, a
it's-
sentient being sort of
Yes. Because I'm pretty sure Gary Oldman has a conversation with it.
thing? Oh. And only the sexy child
Yeah.
lady?
I don't
The
like
sexy
that
space
name
chi-
for her.
Look,
Can we give her a different
hey man,
name?
there are articles on the internet that completely agree with that characterization about how this is a perfect example of the problematic nature of women in sci-fi.
Wow.
Jovovich has to save it by... Does she die at the end?
I don't know. No. But I
They
think
go
you
to like
think she
some
dies.
old Egyptian-looking cave,
Yeah,
right?
Robot Church cave.
What
that
is
Robot Church?
It's like Robot
happening?
Church Temple.
I I feel so lost.
And so it's like, here we are in Stargate world
Yeah,
again,
basically.
and they put her on an altar, and then a big beam of light happens, and it's fine.
Does she die though? Is she turn into the light?
I don't
I
remember.
think you
Does
think
he
she
fall in
dies.
love with her?
Yeah, I
Kinda,
think the
yeah.
fifth
God damn
element
it.
is actually love.
Oh.
But she's like the manifestation of it or something.
Barf.
Wait, did he have to love her?
I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of like half. I feel like there's some sort of like half successful metaphor where it's
So-
like she is the conduit for the fifth element thing, but also like maybe really deep down when we think about it, the fifth element is love.
Yeah.
So like she needs to fix him because of his like he's such a
Stunted man.
yeah.
Ooh, Dan's bet.
With her
either
child.
divorced or dead wife for Bruce Willis.
Oh. Okay, that's a good guess.
I'm gonna guess he has a past that he is still grieving over,
Yeah.
and that the sexy child, space child lady.
Hate this.
Did she like enter
Okay, fine.
through a
Sexy,
vent?
infantilized adult
There you
woman.
go. Yeah.
Sexy infantilized
Yeah.
adult. And she like crawls through. She's in a white box at some point.
Sure, I buy that.
Ugh.
Well, she's like, they have to like space make her alive again.
They have to like space reincarnate her.
Yeah, because like the robot church or whatever like sends her down to the planet, but then they have to like use technology to like make her a full
Like reanimate her?
human again. Yeah.
Oh, they like Pinocchio her?
Kind of. There's a very, I mean, again, like in the terms of like the cool parts of it that are fun, even if the story is insane. I remember there's a very cool part where they like show the like reconstruction process where you like see like, I mean, it's basically like the future of medicine where some like crazy robots are like constructing human bones out of little slices of bone.
Oh, it's like a 3D printer.
It's
stitch?
neat. That's
All
all.
right.
All right.
So maybe that's what she's crawling out of. She's crawling out of the like reanimator tube or something.
But I also feel like I remember her like falling comically out of like a garbage chute or something.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe that's how she runs into Bruce Willis.
I also
Maybe he's a garbage man.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, that
I
makes
also
sense.
remember being the living situation captured my imagination.
Oh, yeah.
In this, where he lives in like a box that faces out into, I don't know, space, and like vendors will fly
Space
their
City.
like ramen shops up to his window
Oh, yeah.
and like serve him there, but he just lives in a little space box.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of Blade Runner, but not as dark.
Yeah.
But it has that same vibe of like it's future, and I guess East Asia rules everything now.
Right.
But also we're all cramped and it's dirty.
Yeah.
So is this this is an action movie? It's an
Yeah.
action sci-fi.
It's like
Yeah.
an action
Yeah.
sci-fi movie. There's definitely like running around
Is there
with
some
guns.
comedic element to it, or do we think it's
Chris
gonna be
Tucker.
pretty?
Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I
Got it.
think Chris Tucker is purportedly at least the comedic element to this movie.
And then the interplay between his flamboyant character
Yes.
and Bruce Willis' stoic character.
Yes.
Ah,
And I believe the Space Monks also have, there's two of them, and I think they have a little comedy dynamic too.
fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a famous line from this movie? I feel like Chris Tucker says something that people quote, but maybe I'm making that
I
up.
always
thinking
think
of?
about multipass.
Yeah, you just think of a multipass.
Multipass.
What? What is
That's the way
multipass?
That's the way she says it.
What
Like,
is
she
it?
gets a multipass.
Okay.
I think it's like your ID chip or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Just the way she says multipass
Uh-huh.
is
Just tickled you.
burned into my brain.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I don't know if Chris Tucker says anything famous in this movie. I mean, he definitely like Chris Tucker is all around the set.
Yeah.
Like literally his character has an amplification device for like half the movie. So like his whole character is like, I am loud and I talk a lot.
Amazing.
Because he's like he's like almost like a space radio personality or something, right?
Yeah.
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 So he's like Stanley Tucci in Hunger Games.
yeah.
Yes.
He's like a space Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Oh,
A space
Kinda.
what?
He's a
Logan Paul?
YouTuber.
Are you not familiar with the
No.
biggest YouTuber?
No.
Don't research it.
Yeah, don't.
Okay,
Hey,
no problem.
teens?
Hey, teens, that's not a role model.
No.
Stanley Tucci's a role model, right?
Is he?
I don't
Ooh,
know.
I don't know.
You know what? Look up to women.
Great point. Great point. Go read a Margaret Atwood novel.
Yeah.
Think about how badass she is. She's really badass.
Great. Or like, like a woman, a public servant, civil servant.
Sure.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming by Michelle Obama is
Oh,
available on
man.
all platforms.
It is. It is.
My wife's reading it. She seems to be enjoying it.
I bought tickets to go see her live.
Ooh, braggy.
Wow.
You know, yeah, because I was just like, I just want to be in a room full of people who love Michelle Obama as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That seems like the venue for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like the once in a lifetime opportunity, and that's very specific.
You should ask
regard.
her how she feels about the movie Fifth Element.
Anyway, look out for our new T-shirt coming. # look up to women.
Sure.
Merch.totesrico.com.
I would love for that to be a T-shirt associated with our movie podcast. Why not? It's a good message.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to make of how to feel about this movie at all. Like, I feel
Clearly.
more confused than I think I've ever felt going into
Uh-huh.
a viewing.
I mean, I believe when you told me we were watching this movie, I believe my response is, I'm excited to see how much you hate this movie. We can check our text correspondence, but I'm pretty sure that was my response.
All right. Well, okay. So, how many, just predicting how you're going to feel about it in 2019 terms, how many infantilized space opera arias are you going to give this movie?
Oh my God.
We will, I guess we will. We are unclear if the space opera person is also infantilized. So I guess we'll find out.
But this is just a rating system.
Yeah.
To be clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many infantilized space opera,
Space opera
arias?
arias.
Oh,
So
man.
it's the song, it's not the singer.
Oh, I got it.
The aria has been
Infantilized. Got it. Great. I love it. It's like, I'm not familiar enough with musical theater or opera to know a good example of that. Anyway, yeah, like I said before, I think there's going to be a lot of cool art direction and design in this movie that I'm still going to be like, yep, that's cool. But I remember even when I saw it as a teenager thinking at certain points like, ooh, this story is pretty thin. So I can't imagine now, but I'll be more forgiving of that. So I'm going to be a grump about it and say 2 infantilized space arias.
Opera arias.
Isn't an aria opera by default?
I believe
Ooh, tweet
so.
at us about
It's a
that. I have
space
no
opera,
idea.
and it's an aria within the space opera.
Oh, so we're
Oh.
using opera in the movie term, like space opera.
Space opera.
Got it.
Yeah.
Great.
2.
I think that I am not going to like it. I think I'm going to be grossed out by it. But I'm not going to be bored. So
Oh.
2.
Oh.
Not being bored only gets you 2 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. 2. What was it?
Infantilized space opera arias.
Opera arias.
Are you listening, Hollywood? Not being bored only gets you 2. Think about that for a second.
Great. God, I also don't know how to feel about this movie because I loved it as a teen.
Yeah. Swirling your Martinellis.
Swirling my Martinelli's, chopping my kudos. But for sure it's going to have problems that I'm going to enjoy it less. But I think it's a pretty wackadoo movie.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 3.5.
Nice.
Wow.
So I feel like I'm gonna give it a pass on all the bad parts because it's just so wild.
Yeah, I don't have any sentimental or nostalgic attachment to this movie. So sometimes that can give a movie a boost.
Yeah, for sure.
On the other hand, I typically enjoy watching movies with y'all more than I would if I were watching it on my own. So that gives it a little lift. I'm just going to be hopeful. I'm going to give it a hopeful 3.
Nice.
Mostly because I cannot wrap my mind around what we're about to watch. And so I'm hoping that that uncertainty is replaced by some amount of movie watching joy.
Sure.
But I'm probably going to be pretty angry at the representation of women in this film. That's probably really going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, -5.
Wait,
no,
what?
I don't know. No, I'm
Wait,
just
what?
kidding. I'm kidding. It's fine. We'll start with 3. Plenty room to go.
To -5.
Yeah.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
Okay. The representation of women, but I also feel like now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I'm wrong. It's going to also have like a negative representation of like just like anything aside from heterosexuality. I don't know how to frame that.
Yeah, I think there might be. I think Gary Oldman might be fancy in a way that is
Oh
problematic.
yeah, he might
Yeah.
be as James Zadomian has famously called them, eccentric gay villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And Chris Tucker is
That
some
also.
sort of weird. He's weirdly effeminate, but also like, I don't know if he's pansexual or if he just has like a very affected way of behaving, but is clearly into women because there is, as I said, famous female characters of the movie, the woman that Chris Tucker has sex with.
Oh man.
So but no matter what, like those characters are seen as like bad for those reasons. You know, like Bruce Willis, who's the like hero of
Yes.
it, is
Yes.
going to look down upon them for those reasons.
Yeah, like we are definitely led to accept that Bruce Willis is the hero of this movie, and it is definitely presented as like all of these weirdos are making Bruce Willis's character uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
And making his job harder, where he's just trying to save the universe by falling in love
Yes,
with a sexy, strappy lady.
who can barely speak.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh god. Negative 20. We'll see. We'll see. And with that, we're going to press pause, go watch The Fifth Element, eat pizza, 2 salads, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We just watched 2 hours and 5 minutes of The Mummy meets Die Hard
Ooh.
meets Hunger Games.
Wow.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Anything else while you're here?
Also Scooby Doo.
Yeah, there's definitely some Scooby Doo
Blade Runner.
Blade
Is
Runner.
Scooby-
Oh, and RoboCop.
Captain
Yeah.
Planet.
Yep.
Stargate.
Yep.
All of these things.
All of those. Yeah. In one movie that
Yeah.
I'm honestly at this point not positive I've seen.
Nice.
I really thought I went to go see it, but there was so much here that I was like, I don't know.
You think you
Yeah.
were too busy
Making out? Yeah, probably.
Listen to that sweet hip hop opera music.
Yeah.
Getting in the mood.
That music was crazy, but
Yeah, it was.
maybe we should start with a 1-minute summary.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who wants to do that?
I'll do it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Wait, did I do it last time?
Ready?
I'll do it.
60
Doesn't matter.
minutes. Or 60 seconds. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Go.
We got two different prologues that introduce us to there are old robot aliens that are protecting us, and then also evil dogs. I don't remember the second prologue. Anyway, eventually we meet Bruce Willis. He's a cab driver, but before that, we make.
You're running out of time.
Oh my
We
God.
make Mila Jovovich in a container. She's super hot. Everybody's embarrassed
30
by how
seconds.
turned on they are when they look at her. She falls into Bruce Willis's cab. There's some monks that are there. God, I'm bad at this. And they save the Earth
15
from
seconds.
a big evil rock through the use of love. And Gary Oldman dies.
You done?
I guess.
All right.
Yeah, great.
Pretty
Great.
good. I feel like maybe just as a clarifying point, not that that wasn't perfectly clear, but we start out in 1914 Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like there was no
Yeah,
time to.
I know,
to
I
say the year.
understand. There's so much happening there. And then you have a secondary prologue of the return of the
Oh, yeah.
good aliens
That was it.
300 years later.
Yeah, because like Space Force is like looking at a big evil ball in space and telling the president that there's a big evil ball in space.
Yeah,
And it turns out if you cannot combat hate with hate, because it will only grow.
That's true.
Yeah.
Think about it.
And chocolate sauce will come out of your brain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So a lot happened.
Yes.
yeah.
Like, it
a lot
wasn't-
happened.
Slow.
Yeah.
But
It's
wasn't it
sort of
at the same
frustrating.
time?
Sometimes it
Yeah.
was.
It was like when somebody describes a dream to you and you tune out in the
Yeah.
first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
very, like it was very much a like, when do we get to the fireworks factory
Yeah.
kind of thing, where like they've established within the first scene, like there's literally an old British man or whatever who's like, oh, this chap here is the fifth thing that will create a weapon of light, and then the
Adrian
robots
Brody?
are like, well, I don't remember.
I thought he was Italian.
Really? I thought he was British.
A European man.
Oh, he's
I
French.
just
He's
like
not German because he asked if the robot birds are
Yeah.
German.
Yeah.
And it's a big laugh.
LOL. World War One, I think.
Yep.
Anyway, my point is they talk about it within the first scene. It's like there's a crazy human being who is a weapon against a ball of evil. And then it takes like 2/3 of the movie before they're even at a point where like they're even considering shooting that weapon of light at the ball of evil.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a lot. And Chris Tucker's character has to get established.
A
And
lot
the
of
radio
characters have to get
program.
established.
A lot of stuff.
A lot
Yeah,
of
because
stuff.
they really they got to get 4 stones. Everybody's trying to get these 4 stones.
Yeah.
Either to give to the evil rock so that it can't be killed, or to take to Egypt to kill the evil rock.
Yeah.
Well,
for money.
If the evil ball gets the evil rock, the evil ball turns into evil Mila Jovovich once it gets to Earth
Oh, really?
and
just
becomes
kills
like
everything.
a death weapon.
But it can't kill everybody in giant rock form?
No, you idiot. It's just a big rock.
But it can like absorb all the power and it's like flying. Why can't it just smash into the earth?
Yeah, it's just it's like an Earth-sized asteroid. It would
Because-
definitely kill everything on Earth.
If it becomes evil Mila Jovovich, then it kills everything.
Including
But if
love.
it smashes into Earth, it just kills Earth.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
How is it going to stand on the platform? It's just a big rock. Does it transform into a...
Priest Bilbo specifically tells the president after they try to shoot the ball and the ball just absorbs the bombs. He says you have 48 hours for it to acclimate to our environment.
right.
So that's why it stops over Egypt. It's just like waiting it out.
I guess.
Pretty soon it's going to turn into evil Mila
Mila
Jovovich.
Jovovich.
Okay.
That's my understanding. Again, this story is like paper thin.
Pretty loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost as paper thin as her outfit was.
Right?
Go ahead.
Can we talk about this?
What, her thermal
Thank
bandages?
you. Yes.
Ugh.
Science. It's
No,
science.
it was not
Beth.
science, and they were not warm. You could tell that they were not warm because of her body.
Yeah. So what Beth is referring to is when they recreate the perfect being, Mila Jovovich, from a severed hand.
Yes.
Then everybody's like so embarrassed and turned on
Yeah.
that they need to put clothes on her, but they don't put clothes on her.
Yeah.
So
They
they
do
put
such a bad
thermal
job.
bandages.
Thermal bandages.
Which is just like
It's like-
strap clothes.
Yeah, it's like 4 strips of toilet paper
Yeah.
barely over her
But
body.
I don't even understand how that.
Like, what is the idea?
Like, what are they trying to
Yes.
say that it is? Like,
Right.
what?
Like warm clothes, it's like a swaddle, but for like a woman.
But that's like the parts that need warming.
Maybe.
It's like a little bit of the neck,
Just
Yep.
a little of the neck.
the nipple line,
Yep.
crotch,
Yep.
but not really the butt,
A
Yeah.
little bit
Like
of the
parts
butt.
of the butt.
Yeah,
Just the
but not
parts
the
that need
whole
warming.
butt.
and maybe like the diaphragm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is the idea that like they're gonna put the bandages are there to keep her warm in the tube, and then she escapes from the tube?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
eventually
When they get a
they were gonna
chance.
put real clothes on her if she got out of the tube.
I mean,
Hard to
sure.
say.
Well,
Even
the-
her real clothes were like, what is even happening?
Yeah,
here?
it was like a crop top with like a silicone like Borat.
Yeah, it
swimsuit.
is like a Borat
And that
swimsuit.
was what was secured for her by a priest.
Well, I mean,
Her his dumb assistant.
And the
He-
dumb assistant priest is like, and here's the thing for makeup.
Yeah, I hated
he
that.
dumps
Like a box.
a whole bunch of clothes, and she picks that one. I mean, the movie makes her pick it,
Right.
But like in the reality of the movie, she is selecting that outfit,
Right.
For whatever that's worth.
No, not a lot.
Not a lot.
Maybe here
But
let
it's
me
not like the priest was like, wear
Put
this
this on.
skippy
Yeah.
uniform. You're perfect.
Like I bought this for you for your
Instead,
birthday.
The writer of
I
the movie
mean
was doing
right.
that.
Ugh.
I mean, maybe let's consider this. Maybe we'd feel better if we just pretend that she looked at all the other clothes and they were even worse.
That doesn't make me feel better about it.
I mean, it's true. Like in future world, either somebody is in a military uniform.
Yes.
Or they are in some kind of other uniform that has cutouts for their breasts.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion, at a minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At minimum, breast windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, women are not allowed to be covered up unless they're ugly women.
Oh.
Iceborg.
Iceborg.
Oh, those people are still in that fridge.
No, they came out.
Were they? Oh
Yeah.
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 at least one.
I
guy.
never saw her again.
I guess we only saw the main mustache guy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yikes.
What if he ate them to survive
God.
and then finally got let out of the fridge?
Dark.
Well,
Yeah, the clothing's a bummer. I mean, Bruce Willis also has
Like a crazy shirt.
orange mesh crop top.
Yeah. But his has
Muscle
like
shirt?
back windows.
I mean, yeah, he is more covered for
Like,
sure.
he-
But maybe she was reacting to the orange.
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta be like my future love, Corbin Dallas,
Oh, jeez.
and I gotta wear an orange elastic.
This is what I kind of hate
don't know.
about like insane sci-fi aesthetics like this. Is like I totally accept that like 300 years from now, people are just like, yeah, boob windows, whatever. But then like they also, it's clearly made by dudes because like if that's the case, that means like, yeah, like Bruce Willis should have just been like walking around in like a black leather like Borat swimsuit or whatever. Like that's just what dudes wear now. It's free, baby. It's 300 years in the future.
Well, and there were so many
Or like a
instances.
nipple window or something. You know what I mean? Like
Ugh.
something. But
Some-
really, he just wore like a weird tank top that they cut the back out of.
Yeah. Yeah. No, agreed. And there were just so many scenes of a bunch of men standing around looking at her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was
there's-
just so many layers of gross. And you just
Yeah.
think, really, 300 years in the future, we can't do anything? Like, white men are still mostly responsible. The president was African American. That was
But-
something.
That was something, but I also was like, I feel like that was something that they would do. They would cast an African American actor to play, or a woman, or like not a white man to be president, to be like, look, it is the
Yeah,
future.
exactly. Like,
Oh.
ooh,
Like,
look at
it's-
that progress.
Yeah, it's like very much a
how alien and foreign.
yeah, like it's conscious in that way. It wasn't like, hey, let's try to get a more diverse cast, and like you
Right.
know, it was
Yeah.
that's not what was going
How
on.
is the future different and crazy?
A
Yeah.
black president?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
can't even imagine it. It's great.
it is. It's always like with a question mark at the
Yeah.
end, or an interrobang.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
It's a good word.
But yeah, like I wish it was, yeah, it's just funny because it is like, it just shows like the limited, as insane as you can make these movies where there's like weird elephant Muppets for pets and like crazy shape-shifting dog terrorist aliens. They still are like, no, a dude's just gonna wear like a cool tux and like a tight shirt.
Yeah, and
but the ladies are
chicks
gonna
gonna
have
have their
like
boobs
crazy
kind of out.
boob straps. Whereas really, like, I would love it if they just went nuts and like the
Across the
dudes,
board.
yeah, like everyone looked nuts. That's how
Yeah.
you make a crazy future world.
It's true.
Yeah,
They played with that with Chris Tucker.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
but that's like, it's so silly that he is somehow still the outlier,
Right.
Even though he's supposed to be like this, like incredible sex symbol in our pop culture, like because everybody apparently wants to fuck him,
Yeah.
but
and
he's like
why
the
is
only one dressed like that.
radio the medium of choice.
I guess space, right? Like you can send radio
radio
waves through
waves in
space, I
space.
guess.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm with you.
That
Like
is
at
a
that
good
point.
question.
well, I have an answer for that.
Ooh,
Oh.
okay.
Okay, so in like the 21st century, a new medium came in called podcasting.
Okay.
It became very popular.
very
There's
popular.
a podcast called Totes Recall. It became a worldwide phenomenon.
Okay. Like
People
Bill and
got
Ted?
really into it.
Yeah.
And then around the future, aliens somehow got the Apple Podcast app,
Okay.
downloaded Totes Recall,
Yep.
and then they were like, "This is great because we can connect with just the voice, but anytime we see a human, it's like hard to
Disgusting.
connect
Yeah.
with."
Their
Also,
boobs
I
are
love
so-
how personal the medium is,
Uh-huh.
and like I could just like sit around and listen to it while I'm doing laundry
Yeah.
or like whatever.
Yeah, I can half
and
pay attention to it
Yeah.
while you do stuff that
And
makes
so-
you miserable.
like radio became like the medium of the universe
I
Yeah.
see.
Because
Wow.
Universal
because Universal
Pictures.
Pictures.
Wait, what?
I don't know. This got away.
No, I buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I buy
So
it.
we're responsible for Chris Tucker
Yeah.
in space?
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
Okay.
Well, the medium.
Oh.
yeah.
I guess it's we're long dead, so we don't control like who gets the platform anymore.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. This is like
But,
way
uh,
far.
yeah.
in the
Oh
future.
yeah, Molly.
George Carlin.
This movie takes place after you're dead.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit before.
What?
A little
What?
bit.
Oh, 1914.
1914.
Egypt 1914.
So
Yeah.
those people don't know about you.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But like Chris Tucker,
So
Bruce Willis.
okay, so that
Chris
means hold
Tucker
on.
has definitely read about
Definitely
you
knows
because
about
he
you.
knows about the history of.
Yeah.
The medium.
The medium.
I do regret to inform you that means Luke Perry does not know about you.
Okay, actually, Luke Perry most certainly does.
I'm sorry, what?
I am sorry. I'm going to tell you right now
Okay.
about the night that I met Luke Perry. You're welcome.
Into the next morning?
No, no, not even remotely. But there was a convention happening in Atlanta.
Okay.
Oh, Dragon Con, which is like the biggest convention. It's sort of like Comic-Con, but in Atlanta. And
For
it's-
dragons?
Well, no. It's the same idea, but it's a big deal, and it's been growing every year. But this is one of the earlier years. And Luke Perry was there to speak on a panel.
For what?
I don't think it was 90210. But maybe. It's possible. It's a pretty, it's all popular culture. So it tends to be a lot
Wasn't
of
he
sci-fi
in the Buffy
stuff.
movie? Maybe it was for the Buffy
Oh, yeah,
movie.
entirely possible. But I know this was in 2010 because the date happened to be 09210. So it was the 2nd of September 2010. And Mike Geyer, who you may know as Puddles, the pity party clown.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Performed, and I think still performs when he's not
Are we
touring.
allowed to say his real name? Did we
Yeah,
just
no,
like
it's
break
not a
a
secret.
pact?
No,
or
he's like
something?
Big Mike Geyer.
Okay.
And he has a band. And they've been performing on Thursday nights at Trader Vic's in Atlanta for many, many years. And they do an incredible set. If you are ever in Atlanta, do not miss it. It's in the downstairs at the Hilton. I hope this is still happening. I haven't been in Atlanta for many years. But anyway, Luke Perry shows up and is sitting at the bar.
Uh-huh.
And I'm here to see the show. And Mike Geyer is a very distant acquaintance of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool, very awesome person, but very distant acquaintance. But anyway, I ran into somebody who's a friend of his, and they were like, "Hey, we've got a photographer here. Do you want to get your picture with Mike and Luke Perry?" And I was like, "Yes." And so I was very fortunately just sort of escorted over and got to say hello and nice to meet you and got my photo.
Do you still have the picture?
I do.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. And I will put it on our newsletter.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, totesfigure.com. Scroll down. Get on the newsletter.
figure it
Yeah.
out.
But Luke Perry, just so you know, he's like my generation of dreamy. I always really liked him.
He's good looking.
Yeah.
I didn't like his hair, but otherwise,
It was
he's great.
1914.
He's got
Yeah,
some.
that's good.
I mean, different times, different fashion.
Did
But
you
in-
ask him about Fifth Element?
You know what? I didn't think to do that. I really
Do you
should
think that's
have.
why he was there?
Oh, it's possible.
Like, hey guys, it's me, Luke Perry, from the first scene of Fifth
I
Element.
guess I could go back and look and see what the panels were in 2010. We could find out. But anyway, I'm sure he does not actually remember me, but I have
What if
way
he
fewer
don't?
degrees of separation than you might imagine.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
far less than I imagined.
Yep.
What if he does remember you? What if he's been pining for you all this time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a big Totes head. Hey, Luke.
Hey,
tweet
Luke,
at us.
tweet at us.
And get Channing Tatum to tweet at us.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you guys are probably friends,
Yeah,
right?
Oh, geez. But in this movie that we're talking about, he
Ostensibly.
plays like a sort of a semi-bumbling assistant to
Yeah.
the colonial European dude who discovers this thing in ancient Egypt,
Just
ancient
1914.
Egypt, in 1914. And it is through his action of shooting at one of the creatures that leads to all the stones having to be removed. So had it not been for Luke Perry's character, they would have had a much easier time on Earth. Like a way easier time.
I mean,
Ugh.
they would have to go
maybe.
get the stones
But what
and
if,
bring them
like-
back.
Well, I think they were taking the stones because of his boss. And
Because
then,
his boss had discovered the
yeah,
thing.
but then the robot pope with the key was trapped in the thing, so he had to stick his weird robot hand out so the key could be passed off
to
to
pass
his.
it along. But did they even use
monk.
the key? They never showed them
I
using
mean,
the key.
no. I guess we were just led to assume that Bilbo knew where to use the key.
They
in
like
the
left
temple.
that on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, because he
Wow,
was probably just
okay.
like, we already saw the robot use the key,
That's
Yeah.
true. He had the key and he sent him to Egypt.
and we have 10 minutes of this hip hop disco opera to show in the movie. We can't cut that.
I
Okay.
think there's an argument to make that Luke Perry actually saves the day.
What?
Ooh, how so?
Well, because it's only a mild bumble. Like he shoots off the gun. He shoots the robot pup. Big deal, but like, if they hadn't taken the stones away then,
Mm-hmm.
like between 1914 and 300 years later, you don't think that crypt's gonna get blown up or like something else?
Oh,
bad's
because
gonna
of
happen?
WAR war, when you
Yeah.
type it into
Yeah.
a magic computer
Yeah,
that teaches
exactly.
you about humanity.
Yeah, like lucky they were there to be like, oh no, humans are gonna f this up. We gotta get these stones out of here until
Okay,
just
I
around
see,
the
I
time.
see.
Because what timing, right? Those robot birds aren't coming back all the time.
No.
He illustrated the folly of man, so they could take the
Oh,
stones
so
away.
he like
I
proved
see.
Robot Pope's point.
Yeah.
By immediately being like,
Versus
you
like 40 years later, they're still out in the stars, but now the tanks are rolling in or whatever.
Right.
Okay, that works.
Anyway,
That checks out.
you're welcome, Luke Perry. You're the hero of the film.
Oh wow.
I just realized I have a major problem with how she learns.
Oh yeah.
Like in general.
Like she's going through the alphabet, but when you're learning about things, you learn words that have, like she wouldn't even know the word words yet. You know?
But she's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, you're
We're
right.
told
She's
many
perfect.
she has 1,000 DNA
She's
strands or whatever.
perfect.
200,000.
Yeah.
It just like, I feel like you would get to like tank and like they'd have to say like what tanks are used for, and then it'd be like
Put
you
water
would,
in a tank.
you would
Oh, you can't get to water though. You won't get to water yet either.
yeah,
Oh,
you don't
geez.
she doesn't even know what water is.
Yeah, has she not been like clicking on hyperlinks?
Yeah. Like you gotta, there's some things you just have to understand in order to understand other things.
And it means though that she learned the word for Corvette before she learned useful words, you know?
Yeah. It's
But she never did get to Z.
I mean, it's very confusing how that works because,
true.
like, it seemed like a lot of it was just like a bunch of shit flashing in front of her, but then she like deliberately typed in the word war. So maybe she was
that
just
was for us because we're idiots.
yeah. But then what does that mean? Does that mean she usually doesn't have to type it in? But then this time she's like, let me double check. Like it scrolled by so fast, she was like, wait.
Are
Let
these
me
people
double check
worth
this
saving?
war thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. Also, that's not how DNA works. Can we just now that I'm remembering that conversation, can we just talk about this?
yeah.
You don't have more DNA and then you're stronger?
Yeah.
Well,
like,
you have more you don't have more strands. It's a double helix.
this. Yeah, but hers was like a I don't know what's a dozen, like a dozen helix,
yeah.
which apparently
Okay.
makes you Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
Like, wouldn't that just make her some weird blob and not a human at all?
I mean,
human form's perfect.
Okay.
And 5'9", perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They're very specific in this movie.
Yeah, they are. Ooh.
It's real creepy.
Everyone's
Yeah,
a creep in
everybody's
this
creeping on her.
movie.
Yeah. Oh, and there's so much creepiness.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know
But
where
also,
to begin.
isn't it funny when she always changes her clothes in front of people and they have to
And
turn
they-
around because they get boners right away?
I mean, we laugh, but that happens several
So many
times.
Yeah.
in the
I mean, I
movie.
guess it's better that they turn around and not just like nudge each other, like haha, right?
Yeah, but they turn around and kind of nudge each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even if it's not a nudge, it's like, let's change the subject so we can
It's like, oh, let's
get
stop.
rid of this situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, like from the second she is 3D printed in that tube, like they're already creeps. Like the general is just like, oh, I'm gonna have to take some pictures for the archive.
Oh,
or whatever.
so
It's like,
gross.
come on,
Be
man.
a professional.
At
And
least the
we-
scientist guy is like seemingly more into the fact that she's like a super strong kung fu creature.
I think he's like kind of Frankenstein. Like he's
Yeah.
like, I've created life
Yeah.
and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Ugh. But also, there's a whole section where Bruce Willis / Corbin Dallas has
Corbin?
this
Corbin?
Corbin?
Comment?
so much Chris
Just in
Tucker
case
saying
we
his
didn't
name.
remember his name.
So much of his conversation with Finger,
Yeah.
his like boss,
Or like
Yeah.
his crime friend
crime
or something.
friend?
It's
Yeah,
unclear.
his crimer friend. Yeah, they have this whole exchange that's so gross about his cat. Because you
What?
like your cat
Yeah.
better than a real one. He's basically talking about
yeah.
pussy.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Molly.
but this, at least this one comes back, right? It was a whole banter that was just so foul.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
this guy, okay, he first of all he gets to save the world, mostly through gunning people down and being shitty, and then he gets to fall in love with this perfect being, and
Yeah.
at the very end, gets to bang with this perfect being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Credits.
In a tube.
Freeze
Tube
frame.
Tube bang.
Credit.
Tube bang freeze frame.
Although I was grateful they at least just showed their faces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a more classy
Yeah.
presentation than I think other options available.
Options that we maybe would have expected based
Yeah,
on
like
last.
the big cover coming, the like body cloche
Yeah.
being removed.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
too.
So I was somewhat relieved, but like most of it is like, how did this dude grow? Except it takes him 20 freaking minutes to say the word "I love you" when we all know that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Also, he kisses her
Yeah.
early in the movie without any sort of consent.
She's
cold.
passed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's where we decided he had growth. Because remember, he went back and he was just like, "Oh, you shouldn't have kissed her."
Yeah.
Well, is
Because
that
she had
growth?
said-
Does he get credit for that?
I mean,
Oh, fine.
he shouldn't, but yeah.
I mean, have you seen Sleeping Beauty? That's what you're supposed to do when perfect beings are sleeping. You kiss them and they
Yeah.
get better.
Hey, teens.
Oh, cool.
The stories we've told you for generations are problematic. Reinforce the idea that women need saving.
Don't kiss people just because they're asleep.
Yep.
Don't kiss people for any reason other than they also want to kiss you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
Unless it's the kiss of life.
What?
Is that what they call CPR?
who calls it that?
Who does
Yeah,
that?
but they don't even say to do the breathing part of
Oh,
CPR.
just the
anymore.
chest compressions
Just the
now?
chest?
Yeah.
Oh,
think
hey,
that's great.
teens.
Hey, teens, brush up
But
on
also,
your CPR.
yeah, take a CPR class and don't listen to a podcast for
Oh, yeah.
health
We
advice.
certainly are
Unless it's a
not.
CPR
Although there was
podcast.
that guy
What
Yeah,
guy?
I did see that.
CPR,
What?
and yeah, he had never done it before, but he had seen an episode of The Office, which I also recently watched, and he remembered that you're supposed to do the heartbeat to the
Staying alive.
to staying alive.
Uh-huh.
Well, specifically to the chorus,
Yeah.
of Staying
Yeah.
Alive, not the intro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, but also you should take a real class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't listen to us. We're idiots.
But also, we're the future of media.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
But the
listen
media
to
is
us.
just Chris Tucker, like, going around in a weird unitard.
Yeah.
Listen to the women of this podcast
Yes.
who
Look
are
up to
telling
women.
you that it's a good idea to take a CPR class
Yeah.
and learn from professionals.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You're welcome.
That's fair. That's real.
Yeah.
Where were we?
I don't know. Everyone's a creep.
Creeps.
Oh yeah,
Um,
super creeps. Oh yeah, and it reinforced that old.
I feel like we covered all
Yeah.
the major explicit creeps. Because there's definitely, like, some people who are just, like, straight up creeps. But other
Yeah.
people are just sort of like,
Well, we can talk about the overall love story in quotes
Sure.
of the movie,
Oof.
right? Which is Corbin Dallas. Was he divorced?
yeah.
So he had a wife.
His wife
Left.
left him.
left him for his lawyer.
Oh.
So he got 2 letters.
Oh, I missed that
Mm-hmm.
part. But then he like says how he's looking for a woman that's perfect, and then the perfect woman literally falls
Yeah.
into his lap,
Yep.
Yep,
or his lap, his
his
cab.
cab. The lap of his
Um,
cab.
Yes.
And then he falls
the
in love
back
with
seat
her.
is the lap of the cab. We all know this.
Even though they can't speak the same language.
Yeah.
She appears like a crazy person wrapped in bandages.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But he falls in love because she's
Thermal bandages,
super hot.
please.
Thermal bandages. So he knows she's smart enough to stay warm.
Yep.
And then she falls in love with him because he is there.
Does she? It's
Does she?
unclear.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no indication that either of them are in love with each other. There's an indication that he's physically attracted
Yeah.
to her,
Yeah.
but
She seems like
other than that, nothing.
she
There's no
seems to be-
connection.
she seems to be at least sort of like amused by him.
Yeah, but they seem to they drag each other around
Yeah.
to suit each other's ends of saving the universe
Right.
or
Well, and her whole thing is to protect life, not to love, right?
Yeah.
That's how she understands her mission.
Right.
But can I just pause here and just
Yes.
say, Mila Jovovich, which by the way is 3 syllables, so my bad on that one, lost that bet, is an incredible actress. Like she has to commit so hard to a bunch of damn foolishness.
Yes.
Yeah,
And she
Yep.
really does a great job.
Yeah.
I agree.
yeah. She like speaks a language that is made up, and
Pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and cries and is passionate and acts crazy. Like she has to really like put herself out there in a way I don't know that a lot of roles require you to do.
yeah,
And certainly more than any other role in this, although Gary Oldman certainly reached for the stars.
Oh, he sure
yeah,
did.
he did.
But yeah,
think
but
you got
why would they fall in love except they've been spending time together?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But then it's like so nothing happens, but then there's a big emotional reveal moment where he has to say he loves her both to save the universe and because
Himself?
he does and himself.
Yeah.
And it's just unearned.
It's
Yeah.
very unearned.
yeah.
And they bang in a tube.
But also, you could say the fifth element is love.
you could say that. You could say that. But he also has to convince her that humans are worth saving overall, which is
Yeah.
a big ask.
Yeah.
Wait, so okay, so
And
that
is
means
he our best specimen of human?
right. So then
Not even the
No.
priest was that good a specimen.
the premise
of human.
is that the reason it's worth saving humanity is because he loves her.
Well, there is such a thing as love. Although we don't see anybody actually love anybody in the whole movie.
No. like there's some professional respect between a couple of people.
But we don't actually see a loving interaction.
No.
No.
Well,
We
Gary
see
Oldman.
sexual
Gary Oldman like pets that elephant Muppet pretty affectionately at one point.
That's true.
Yes,
But
like
then that
human
thing does
love-
not love him. He's good. It just kind of laughs at him when he's choking.
I don't know if it laughs. I
It
feel
was
like it's
laughing.
incapable of speech.
Just think it didn't get
It
it.
was like, LOL.
I think it was just confused.
You're dying because you're choking on a cherry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where did that come from?
His little computer that
Fruit
announced
computer.
a cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, computers are very thorough in announcing exactly what's happening. And the police too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They dove. You know what I mean? Like it was like a radio program.
Yeah.
They like, literally
The new
described the
medium.
action. Medium for the future.
Maybe they figured out the secret to having Bruce Willis not narrate his own actions is to have everyone else in the movie narrate the actions.
I did look for his lips slightly
To,
moving
like,
as
be
he, when he
moving?
was running and shooting. I was looking to see if he was running, saying, "I'm running, I'm shooting, I'm running, I'm shooting." Oh well.
Great.
Yeah. Gary Oldman is a wackadoo.
Oh man. Like,
As predicted, he has a weird plastic head shield.
oh, what is even happening?
But then that's half of his haircut. And
Yeah.
the other haircut is just like a floppy rain cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best way to describe it is what Beth described it during the movie, which is it is a space Hitler.
Space Hitler.
It's
Like
kind
he
of
has a
fashy.
tiny goatee instead of a mustache.
Yeah.
But like the sharpness of the
Yeah,
hair.
just like flat black.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sort of like a
Cut.
space fashy with a weird plastic, I don't know, scalp protector
Scalp
Yeah.
or
protect-
something.
yeah.
Then
Yeah, it
when
looks like he also like recently had brain surgery.
Right.
Yeah.
Make his brain bigger to be
Oh,
more
yeah.
diabolical.
Zorg.
They had to cut that part out of the
God,
movie.
I forgot his name was
Oh,
Zorg.
Zorg.
But I didn't notice, I think on previous watchings, that all of, or not all, but a lot of his underlings also have plastic
Yes.
head coverings.
Yes, they do. And
So
leather
and
shorts.
leather shorts. A surprisingly amount of good shorts in this movie.
I mean, the first time that you see the shorts, they, his like guys are in the room
Yeah.
for a pretty long time.
Yeah. They're
And you
like
just
jacked
are just
dudes.
seeing like the upper half of them.
Right.
And then they run out of the room and they have shorts on.
Yeah.
And like we all were like, we're back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least for me, I was like, this is really boring. And then I was like, nope, I'm
Shorts.
back in.
Yeah.
And that we then learned later that is apparently just like the shorts is like the uniform of like just heavies in the universe because like the whole crew of that cruise ship were
Yeah.
also wearing shorts.
Yeah, they all had like little sailor outfit shorts.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
shorts.
Security were like in little sailor outfits, but with weird golf ball helmets
Yeah.
and shorts.
But then that's what I'm saying. If it's 300 years in the future and women are walking around with boob windows and thermal bandages, just hike those shorts up, put a dong window in the front.
yeah,
Why not?
Window.
The
window.
robot popes had light up cod pieces.
they did. They did. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Gary Oldman was great in this movie.
I mean, he, like I said before,
Although
like,
his southern accent
oh
kind of
my
dissipated.
God, all over the place.
I
Yeah.
actually like didn't think he was that good.
Interesting.
Oh, really?
I feel like he was committed, but like I think that usually I don't know. I feel like he's a very talented actor, and I just did not think his dialect was very good.
Yeah.
Like it was like you were just saying, it was all over the place, and it was like southern, but then also he would say some words. I'm like, that just sounds like English.
there was just like one monologue in a southern accent. And I was like, oh, he's trying to be like the Ted Turner
Yeah.
of the future.
Or
Yeah.
like an oil tycoon or
yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Because he was like a giant capitalist, right? But then it would just go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it would like
Yes, it
lilt
would.
occasionally, but it was never that monologue again. It was never to that level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think, unless my ear tuned to it, which I don't think happened.
I don't know, man. There were definitely parts where he basically just sounded like he had an English accent.
Yeah, it was not his best work. I
Yeah.
guess is what I'm saying.
Sure. And
That's
I
fair.
don't think any of us were saying that, but I think it was maybe the most appropriate work for this movie.
The costuming takes him pretty far as well.
Yeah, that's true. That is
Where
true.
he's got a lot of like high collared pinstripe
Oh my God.
coat.
Good coat.
Or like that crazy, like, sort of hyper color.
Yeah.
Like,
Vest jacket.
yeah. Oh, his outfits are so good.
Yeah. All the costumes were by Jean Paul Gaultier, who I believe is a famous fashion guy, French haute couture.
Uh-huh. Should we check if his
Couture.
1997 line was a bunch of women in just like weird straps?
That would be
Probably
amazing.
is.
And dudes in just like reasonably cut shorts.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like in general, costumes and hair carried a lot of this movie.
Ooh, I will say, while we're talking about Gary Oldman's ability as an actor, there was an amazing moment where he was on the phone with one of his underlings, and he asked if the guy had like successfully gotten on the space plane, and he said no, or like Corbin already showed up, I couldn't get on, and he's just sitting on the phone, and they cut back to him on the phone, and just one eye starts twitching while he talks about how disappointed he is.
That was incredible.
Like you can't. I mean, that takes skill.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. I take it back. That was great.
That was like actually. I mean, that's like the only time you really had to like act. Like the rest of the time, it's just like, okay, so I'm just in this big coat and I just kind of flop around.
I have to say ridiculous stuff. Okay,
Yeah, great.
I'm in.
I mean, at one point he shoots a flamethrower.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that super gun was as how I remembered.
Yeah.
It has a net launcher.
Didn't he say it was like their famous net launcher?
Yeah.
Or something?
And it can shoot bullets. And like most of that stuff doesn't come back.
No.
Like it has the ability, like once you shoot one target, you push a button and now all bullets go there.
Yeah.
That was the replay.
That never comes into play, right?
Yeah. Why didn't
Nope.
that come into play? That seemed like.
I feel like I think all of that was a setup for the red button on the bottom.
Right.
That's like the
Which
destruction
blows
mode.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. So you could double cross.
The dog aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think,
But also not because they didn't actually get him the thing he wanted.
Right.
yeah. But Dan, I think it was during the movie that you said that was the moment of describing all the elements of this gun that you're like, oh, it really was written by a 13-year-old.
Yeah, right? Because
Yeah.
that's the sort of shit I would do as 13. It's like, this gun could do this.
Yeah, right.
It's got fire and it's got ice. Oh, shit. And it shoots arrows that are poison in Fuck, and it folds into a box. Yeah, all right. Make a movie around that.
That was the first scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
written for the
God,
movie.
yeah, it does. There are moments like that where you just feel like you can see it, like like a teen wrote this. Because then there's also just like, it's like someone's like, hey, what about? Isn't there like what did the space plane do before it takes off? It's like, oh, there's like a cool Rasta guy and him and his friends smoke weed while they flamethrower a bunch of weird monsters off the wings.
Yeah.
And they put a big fucking nuclear bomb inside of the thing.
They're so casual about
They're
it.
so casual, that nuclear
Weed.
weapon. According to Wikipedia, this started as an idea of director Luc Besson, however you pronounce it, when he was 16.
Oh.
And he sort of like had it bouncing around his head until the movie finally came out when he was 38.
Wow.
So there are definitely elements in here that have been there since he was 16.
So like 22 years of thought went into this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I was just going to say,
Wow.
like, quick question. For any of you, is there anything that you were like at 16, you're like, this is a good idea, that now you would be like, yeah, I should make that?
I mean, I can't remember anything that was happening at 16.
Wow. I was writing editorials.
Of course you were.
Yeah. I was a pretty big nerd, though.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's right to catch tuna in nets. There you go. Sorry, catch dolphin in tuna nets.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Still opposed to that.
Yeah.
So that stayed the same. But yeah, even if I think about like a tattoo idea I had 2 years ago, I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
Which is why I still don't have one.
I would have a seahorse tattoo.
Oh.
If what?
If I got when I was 16, I got what I wanted as a tattoo.
Oh, nice.
I don't even know why I wanted a seahorse tattoo. Honestly, here's why. Because I went to Valley Fair, which is like an amusement park in Minnesota, and they have those like airbrush tattoos.
Yeah,
And I got a seahorse one, and I was like, yeah, this would look good as a tattoo.
sure.
Wow.
That's why.
Great.
Because of Valley Fair.
Wow.
Yep.
If you're going tattoo shopping, that's the first place to start.
Valley Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valley Fair.
For sure.
But in addition to like all the crazy costumes and stuff, I was also the like set and the ships also captured my imagination, especially these weird random dudes with periscopes.
Oh, yeah.
Like on one of the military ships, there was just two dudes in like yellow lights just like turning all the time
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
their
Like,
periscopes.
what were they doing?
They
Just
kind
like-
of look like if there was a nautical themed go-go dance bar.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely.
That's exactly right.
That's absolutely.
But it's
what
like
it looked
on a spaceship, what is a periscope doing?
Yeah.
Like they can't be an actual tube that's going up outside the spaceship.
Oh, I hope it is.
That they're looking at.
Oh, I
They're
hope
only
it
looking
is.
out of the top of the ship.
Yeah.
so they can only see. They mostly just see like the wing of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
nothingness.
Or like with the space plane, right? If they're all just put to sleep, right? Their
Yeah.
little like capsule beds, like they just push a button and then they fall asleep.
Yeah.
Why do they need more than like 2 flight attendants? How big is that ship? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because if
yeah.
all they have to do is hit the sleep button and then they're done, like that's their whole job.
I was thinking that's a great job.
That's true.
You just be DONE done.
Yeah, and then you can have sex with a radio personality.
Yeah.
Oh man, the
Yeah.
edits in this movie.
Oh,
there were
boy.
2 times where they did the edit to create double meaning.
Mhm.
I don't remember the first one, but I remember noticing it the first time, and I was like, "Oh, how interesting!" And it was like, I don't know, an explanation happening in one realm and war happening in another. I don't know, something like that. But the
Sure.
second time, it was most definitely Chris Tucker and a flight attendant.
Mhm.
Getting very intimate.
Yes.
Like very cut against all the preparation for the rocket taking off.
hmm
That's
Yep.
all.
Oh, and
And,
and
something else.
Gary
There was
Oldman blowing up a payphone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, right.
But
Layered
it was
that in
like
too.
it was weird because the edits didn't actually really work because it was like I'm sorry, I won't let that happen again
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like it wasn't good.
I mean, I
in
feel
a
like
way,
the climax lined up.
Yeah.
but yeah.
I mean,
I
maybe,
mean, I
They
don't
did
know.
put a lot. You're right. There were 3 layers in there, and that was maybe.
but maybe that was the point. Like maybe he was trying to subvert expectations, where everyone's like, "Oh, like the climax is when the ship takes off," but then he's like, "Oh, actually, it's when Gary Oldman blows up this payphone, and then the ship just calmly takes off."
Oh, maybe.
Mm.
I would say I'd have to rewatch that sequence, but I don't want to rewatch any part of this movie again. So I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
So Periscope guys were one of my MVPs.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's just do that while
Yeah,
we're on
great.
there. Another one was Robot Bartender.
Oh my god.
forgot
Robot
about
Bartender is the greatest part of this movie, hands down.
Which actually I think is a legit joke that made me laugh when they cut away. Bilbo is bemoaning how he screwed
This
up
is
saving the universe.
famous actor Ian Holm.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you don't know what we're talking about when we say that.
Yeah. He's the head monk of welcoming
he's the priest.
the
Yeah.
perfect lady.
He's
back
the
to-
priest of Robot Church on Earth.
Yeah. But he's like drowning his sorrows at the bar. And then he like asks the bartender a question like, "Oh, what do you think about that?" And then it just cuts to like very robot bartender who could only say, "You want some more?"
Yeah, and his arm is a fucking nozzle thingy, like one of those, I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
Sorry,
like
bartenders.
Drink nozzle.
Tweet at us, bartenders. I know you know what it's called because it's the same thing at every bar. And then he
Yeah.
also had just like a weird little like painted on bow tie.
Yeah. And he just says, "You want some more?"
And his head was like
Somewhere.
barely even a functional thing.
It was
Yeah.
just a blank green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very
Oh,
cute.
so good.
Yeah. I really liked him.
I don't think I had any MVPs.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not always good at MVPs though.
There was a guy.
I like the mayor of the town that they
Oh.
went to. He had
Yeah.
like a cool pencil mustache.
Oh, yeah, that guy was nuts. And they kept cutting to him too, which
Yeah.
was delightful. He had no real lines of dialogue,
No.
but
Yeah.
they kept letting us know, like, don't worry, this guy's still here.
But like
Yeah.
he had a good time on set.
Yeah,
you
he
know,
did.
he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm in this movie a lot, and I am like gonna show my family.
Mm-hmm.
There was a really boring white guy who got a lay when they landed on the
Okay.
Polynesian space world.
Yeah.
That I don't know. His expression of just like I'm in a movie, just like really got me. It's like that guy's like yes, I'm right next to Bruce Willis. He did his job and moved on.
He was ready. He was so
That guy
ready
got
for
me,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Robot Bartender is my only real MVP.
Yeah, but for a movie with so much banana stuff
What
happening.
about the cat?
Oh,
Oh,
cat was
nothing
pretty
bad
cute.
happens to the cat. That's
No,
the most
cat's
key
fine.
thing.
Cat's adorable. It's got those eyes that are a little too close together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably from 300
Ah.
years of inbreeding.
Yeah. There's a
It's
very
good.
charming Thai restaurant owner who pulls up to your point about being charmed by the living quarters and
Oh,
the
yeah.
idea that like food pulls up to your space window and you
Yeah.
get like space window service. But he was extremely, the presentation of this man was extremely problematic.
Yes.
It's like a lot of broken English and
But the guy playing him did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Yeah.
very.
super warm and interesting. Made an impact right away.
He made
Had
maybe
very
the
few
most
lines.
successful joke of the movie.
Yep, his
Oh,
delivery
it's
was
like-
amazing.
Because he was like, "Oh, like I'm not going to answer that letter. It's just bad news." And he like bet his lunch
Yeah.
that it was going to be good news, and he opened it and very enthusiastic. He's like, "You got fired!" And then like his face fell. It's great, great job, that actor.
Yeah, it was really
Mr.
good.
Kim.
I liked him a
is the
lot.
character's name.
Yep.
I guess like collective MVP would be those Zorg henchmen when we reveal their leather shorts.
Sure.
Because like Beth said, like
Just the leather shorts.
well, just because, but like you said, Beth, like at first it's just like, yeah, they're just like buff dudes that they're like, your job is to just be this guy's thugs. You know what I mean? Which like I'm sure people like they get hired for movies all the time. Where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I just stand in the background, look tough, and I get a paycheck. But then Luke Besson's like, oh, but also you're gonna wear these leather shorts and this like salad bowl that I cut the top off of. Is that cool with you guys? Still look really tough though. Like
Yeah.
don't not look tough. You're tough.
Yeah.
But it's 300 years in the future. Tough guys wear shorts.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to talk about the space opera
Yes.
aria
Yes.
lady.
Yep.
Who's like a blue tentacle alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very tall.
Very tall.
Slash
As is-
pillow.
What?
Slash like pillow from Limited 2.
Yeah.
That's what she looked like
a
to
weird
me.
head.
Because she was like, her skin was like a blue, like pleather.
Oh yeah, there were
Like
like
fabric?
no blemishes at all,
Yeah.
or even like the sign of a body that functioned as a biological organism.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that she looked like she could also be found in a Limited 2.
Yeah.
mean,
Which I
you
don't
can-
think exists anymore. So
no.
sorry,
Oh.
teens, preteens.
What is it for preteens?
That was like I used
It
to go
was
there when I was a
younger.
preteen.
Yeah.
And then you would go to the Limited when you got a job.
That's right.
Ooh.
She's there for two reasons. One, to
Yeah.
sing the opera that we put beats over
Yeah.
so Mila Jovovich can use her kung fu skills.
Yeah, which she
Which
learned
is great.
from the internet.
That's actually, that was a great fight scene.
Yeah,
It was very comedic, weirdly comedic.
but
Yeah.
also she kicked ass.
Yeah.
did.
But then also, she's a vessel for the stones. This is the second time the stones are not in the box that the stone should be in.
Yeah,
And again,
A
Gary
woman
Oldman doesn't check it.
has to carry it.
But she has to carry them inside her body.
yeah,
And thankfully, question mark, she gets shot in the stomach so
right.
Bruce Willis can take them out.
Yeah,
Oh,
But
so-
God.
like, if that wasn't going to happen, what was the plan?
Yeah.
Was she going to
Well-
birth them?
That's what I don't. How
Was
did they
she-
get into her body? Oh, I didn't even think of putting them there. I was thinking that she would have to ingest them or like suppository them.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I was
She's
like,
a cool-
either way, that sounds awful.
I assume she. I mean,
Like,
she's
maybe
like a
she's
cool
like-
alien creature that has like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe
a
she has like
kangaroo?
a kangaroo pocket
sphincter.
Oh.
with a sphincter that shuts tight.
So maybe they happen to shoot the sphincter.
I got real uncomfortable with that whole scene. I have a whole belly button thing. Like
Yeah.
I don't like being touched in the belly button. I don't like think about belly buttons.
Yeah.
And I understand she was an alien and did not have one.
Right.
But it was approximate location.
I love.
I just covered my eyes and screamed,
Yeah, you
please
did.
tell me when it was over. Which y'all didn't.
We never did.
But
What?
whatever.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
we got really into the movie because
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how they got him in there in the first place.
I love the idea of everything going great. There are no dog aliens. She does the concert. She's like, okay, hey, everyone come back to my room. Just hold on.
Like a hair.
And there's four of them.
There's four.
There's four.
Large stone
Just
tablets that fall out.
Or the other direction is just as hilarious.
Just like squats in the middle of the carpet
Yeah,
and
right?
shits
Oh.
out 4 stones.
Like, just give me a
Wow.
I gotta
second.
pass these stones.
Hold on.
Ugh. Oh, jeez.
Somebody put
Yeah.
on some music.
I don't know.
wait
What was the plan?
After
What was the
the
plan?
concert, too. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
Would have been really nice. Oh, and like the only time this movie ever came close to passing the Bechdel Wallace
Oh, yeah.
was when the opera singer silently, telepathically communicates
Yeah.
to an unnamed, almost named,
Yeah.
but unnamed woman lieutenant who receives the instruction.
Yes.
Goes and talks to Lilu.
Yep.
Lilu?
Yep.
Yep. Talks to her, and all that would have to happen is for Lilu to say, got it.
Okay.
Cool, okay, anything, and it's
Well, that
silence.
that lady would have had to be named too.
Oh God!
Yeah,
it was so
let's take a moment to
frustrating.
appreciate how many times this movie almost, but did not have a woman speak out loud.
It was
Yeah,
incredible.
not even to another woman.
No,
just
just
like speak at all.
Yeah, it was like it was like everybody who was in charge had a male and female like guardian
Yeah.
/ companion, and the male got to say stuff, but the female never did.
Never did. And actually, the one female character who had a lot of lines was his mother. What's his
Oh.
name? Corbin Dallas's mom.
Yep.
It was like the stereotypical, like I think it was supposed to be comedic. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Comedic, kind of like you never call your mother. I should have never given birth to you, and so on. But the voice of the woman is like a 30-year-old. Is the youngest sounding
Yeah.
voice. It's like
Yeah.
no part of that is believable as someone who gave birth to a 30-something-year-old man.
At least.
Yeah. What
How
are they
old is this
Are they gonna
dude?
hire an old woman?
Or
course.
just a voice actor who can do the voice of an older lady.
But
Like, you know?
I mean, that wouldn't sound hot then, though. Right?
Yeah, you
is
still
the
want to be
mom
like.
supposed to be hot?
Yeah, I mean, all women are
All
supposed to
women
be
are
hot, right?
That's
Yeah.
why we have boob windows.
Oh, okay. I see.
jeez.
I get
But
it
anyway,
now.
she doesn't even get to talk to a woman. She gets to talk to the president, who's a
Yeah.
man.
But like, yeah, there's a point where like General Beard or whatever comes to Corbin's apartment with this other lady, and like the lady is even like holding important documents, which he just takes from her,
Yeah.
and then like refers to them.
And he even gives her name.
Yeah.
It's so close.
Iceborg,
Major
right?
Iceborg.
Major
Major
Iceborg.
Yeah, she's there to be comically unattractive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, again,
See, because
is not.
See, Beth, the joke is that she's supposed to pretend to be Bruce Willis's wife,
Yeah.
but Bruce Willis doesn't find her attractive.
Yeah, so
he
he
doesn't
can't-
wanna do
He's
it.
not going to do it.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to
Yeah.
do the mission to save the Earth because
The entire human race, because he might have to stand next to a woman he doesn't find attractive.
Oh God, it's just like it hurts
yeah.
Yeah.
to see stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, like so. I don't know.
So the actress doesn't even get into SAG because she doesn't get a speaking role in
Yeah.
this giant film. They can't even give her one line.
But they do get to like like make fun of her appearance, and also she's not ugly
At all. She's got Princess Leia hair. That's
Yeah.
a little exaggerated. But no,
That's
she's
cool.
not ugly. Oh,
Like-
very frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like it's super frustrating. It's
Okay.
frustrating to have like, okay, there's this perfect woman and there's this woman who doesn't even deserve to stand next to Bruce Willis.
That's
Who has not earned anything.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
he's
awful.
a borderline criminal, smartass. I mean, he was highly decorated and the only survivor of his
Special Space Force
Probably
Special
'cause
or
he's
whatever.
abandoned everyone and then
Oh,
they die.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get past this, I do
Okay.
want to mention like my favorite failing to let a woman speak is like the entire movie. We were all on the edge of our seats because the president has this assistant who is this lady who always has an earpiece.
Yeah, she's
So like
probably
she's
chief of
clearly
staff or
she's
something.
probably at least like in clear communication with someone all the time. And there's literally a point when things are going crazy where she like puts her hand to her ear and we're like, okay, here we go. And then she just walks away to take the call.
She does get a line all the way at
Finally.
the end of the
Yep.
movie. I don't remember what she says. It's
I think it's just like
not important.
it doesn't
Sorry.
it doesn't even matter. It's like, oh sir, your meeting's in whatever minutes or something.
Yeah.
But
So frustrating.
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But a lot of men got employed in this movie.
That's
so
true. Hey.
I do like that the version of cool, or like the complimentary good expression, was green and super green. I really like that. That seemed like a good space thing.
Yeah.
Crystal green.
Yeah, crystal green, because like green would not be a color you would see very often.
Yeah.
Ooh, we should take a moment to appreciate just like random future aesthetic where everything is like every document is transparent for
yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just seemed like the legibility would be so difficult.
Yeah.
It'd always
You
be
always-
like finding a surface
Yeah,
to
like
put
having
it
to
on.
hold it up to like a light or find like
Everybody's got
like
their
a white
pocket piece of
countertop.
white paper
Oh, right.
Yeah.
they carry around to put their clear plastic mail on
Yeah.
top of
Yeah.
to
Your
be able to read.
Amazon Kindle, which is literally just a white square.
Yeah. Like, and also like technology had not advanced very much. Like they all had landlines.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
They weren't texting. They were getting like post mail.
The phones had like a red straw on top.
Yeah.
They looked like a sippy cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was
But
about.
because of our podcast, radio was incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that cane was cool. I think there was a prediction that
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Tucker would have a cool cane. That was
He did have
absolutely
a cool
true.
cane.
He did have a cool cane.
He did knock a woman out with it
Yes.
because he was unaware of how much space he was taking up.
Oh, I didn't see
Interesting.
that part.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Maybe I
after
blocked it
he
out.
like gets real close to her and like makes a lot of tongue
Oh,
noises.
yeah.
Then he turns around really fast and the cane hits her in the head and she like
Flies
comedically
out
cartoonishly
the door
falls off
funny.
screen.
like a
I
cartoon.
thought she passed out
Oh,
because
that's a
of...
different one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Because he was so sexually appealing.
Yes.
Yeah, a woman faints from being too aroused by him.
It's...
Why can't Chris Tucker get together?
Wait a
with-
minute. I'm sorry. What?
I don't know.
What were you gonna?
With
But
Mila?
honestly, I
Why
would
can't Chris
believe
Tucker
Chris
get
Tucker
together
more
With
than...
Lilu.
Oh, I don't know.
Because he doesn't really love those people.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he's
fair.
just a lusty
Here's my
radio
question.
DJ.
Okay. So the lustful radio. So a woman faints because she's so sexually attracted to Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie, Luke Perry's boss faints because he sees the robot Pope.
Oh.
Yep. Oh.
Is there a connection there?
There a connection?
Is he
to-
just like, this is the
This
most
is the hottest,
hottest thing I've ever seen?
robot I've
This
ever
Like
seen.
an archaeology
weird,
boner.
like penguin walking robot Pope with a glowing codpiece.
Those poor inefficient aliens.
I do love that, like, the reason he was trapped in that temple is because, like, they are just biologically designed to walk incredibly slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it was like the door's closing and he was like 2 feet away from the
Yeah.
door.
You still
like,
have time.
And he's just like, nope.
I'm not going to make it.
I just love how even, like, the robot just acknowledged, like, this is how we walk. Like, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
I can at least stretch my arm out far enough.
I mean,
Well,
I guess
think
on Earth's surface they would be at a
Oh,
disadvantage.
maybe it's a gravity
Maybe they're
thing.
super lithe and move very
yeah.
fluidly in their regular orbit.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Nice. Good way to bring it back to real science.
Well, you know.
That's what we do.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dan, you wanted to talk about the ongoing theme of F the rich.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this, I mean, it's not a big part of this movie because most of it's about, like, just like, yeah, lustful radio DJs and space evil and dog aliens. But there's this great moment where Gary Oldman brings Bilbo Priest to his office and basically just like goes off, basically explains trickle down economics to the priest to justify,
Oh, yeah.
like basically to justify like selling out the entire human race to a ball of literal evil.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's a jobs creator.
Yeah, because he's like, look, I made a mess, and now all these robots are coming out to clean, and all these people had to build a robot. Look at all I did with create, like the disorder I've created.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I just love how, yeah, he's like this hyper capitalist who apparently owns the taxi company, maybe the phone company, because he's like hacked them all where he can blow them up from his office.
Oh, right. Yep.
And he's an arms dealer, and I guess arms manufacturer because
Yeah.
he like made the guns.
So
'cause
basically
they're
GE.
famous net guns. Yeah, yeah. Or like Raytheon back when they were still like making microwaves.
Yeah, and he only has to fire $500,000, but he opts to do a full $1,000,000.
Yeah, because
Just because.
He's an
'Cause he-
asshole.
well, because he's a he's a great capitalist who understands that if he cuts costs by doubling the cut workforce, he'll
You can only improve profits.
That's
exactly
the profit.
for the space board.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm saying is the only capitalist in the movie is like literally aligned with a manifested sphere of evil hurtling towards her.
Sure.
And it seems like he's even doing it for money, which makes it seem like he didn't read the brief on like what this thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like, it's my the cost is triple. It's like this thing is literally coming to destroy all life.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go?
Yeah,
The
he
truth.
seems misinformed about how things are going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see a parallel to like the real world with that.
I mean, sure.
People who are like, the earth is dying, but it's okay because we'll just keep making our money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, capitalists.
Anyway, F the
Sorry.
rich.
We are
Rise
looking
up.
for sponsors.
And what?
I said we are looking
Oh
for
yes,
sponsors.
yes, we are looking for sponsors. So if you, what companies did we mention? GE or Raytheon
Sure.
want to sponsor this movie podcast?
Dan, you also wanted to talk about how oddly cartoonish this was at times.
Oh yeah, so there were so many points in this movie where it's just like, yeah, it'd be like, oh, there's an evil, destructive sphere of pure malevolence trying to just like kill everyone, and then it would just cut to like I don't know, just like kind of
It
wacky
wasn't
music.
Benny Hill music, but it was really close. Sometimes it sounded like Sex in the City.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Driving his cab around
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
magical New York. He's making a lot of quips.
And then
he's,
when it was time for sexy music, it was sexy
oh boy,
music.
Oh, yeah.
space
It was like 70s.
saxophone.
And then it was time for music of doom. It was
Yeah.
doom music. Like there was like,
Yeah.
this is how to feel.
And then, I mean, like, the fact that it wasn't, like, it should have been more jarring when Chris Tucker showed up. You know what I mean? But by that point, you're just like, sure, this crazy flamboyant radio guy is just going to go, like, with this weird hip hop beat behind him, just going to shout at everyone. But by that point, there'd already been a couple of hip hop beats.
Yeah.
There were, yeah. And then my favorite was still the, like, all of a sudden when they're getting ready to fly off to magical paradise planet, there's just like reggae music out of nowhere. And then one Rastafarian dude who's like, let's smoke this joint and load a nuclear reactor into this plane, man.
Yep.
Also shoot all these weird Muppets off the plane.
oh, parasites.
Yeah.
It did make sense though.
Sure. I mean, the musical cue didn't. So. Like, that makes me think that literally Luc Besson was like, oh, we got that Jamaican dude to be the under the plane guy, so put some reggae music under that. Right? Like, what
Just
else?
make sure they understand what's going
They
on.
understand this man is from Jamaica.
Well, I feel like there was a lot of like, let's make sure they understand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the sexy saxophone music till we knew that they were falling in love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was a bunch of that.
Yeah, they didn't give us a lot of credit.
No.
Everything was kind of like
Well, I mean-
explained.
I mean, what age group
Or-
was this movie made for?
They said Fifth Element like 4 times.
At least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
I-
like 13-year-old boys.
Yeah.
So we're just not the target audience.
No.
no.
Certainly not.
I mean, is it also
Yeah.
for adult males? Is it also for adults?
I guess.
I
Sure,
mean-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for us.
No, that's for sure.
Let the record show Beth made direct eye contact with Molly when she said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you can't enjoy it
Mhm.
if you wanted to. But
Yeah.
yeah, anyway. All I'm saying is I was not into the thermal bandages.
Yeah, I'm with you. Which, by the way, were white. Her hair was
Oh, yeah.
orange.
Yeah, but then she wears an orange one later.
Yeah,
she
So we
wears
were
her, like-
all right.
Yeah.
She wears her
All
like
right.
orange Borat swimsuit. And then Corbin's tank top was orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
You know.
And I don't know if it was, I mean, it was definitely a dramatic haircut, but it wasn't what I thought you were describing of like the sharp.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more blunt, but it was like
sort of almost loose dreadlocks.
Yeah.
it was so 90s.
Yes.
It was like very 90s, like kind of like that punk rock kind of
Yeah.
look.
just super textured.
Grungy
Yes.
almost.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's grungy or not. Maybe, I don't
It
know.
was kind of.
I was
but yeah, it
alive in the 90s, don't worry. But I was a kid.
Barely.
Yeah.
But I was barely alive.
And like her roots are sort of blonder and the
Yeah.
ends are sort of, it
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
looked like it was like a homemade hair dye kind
Yeah.
of situation. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it had that kind of grunge.
Do you think
like,
the 3D printer just like kind of screwed up at the end? It's
yeah,
like,
it just
I don't
ran
know.
out of energy. I was like, ah.
Because yeah, like her roots were exposed and like
Yeah, but I think, yeah, but she's perfect.
She's
so
perfect.
Yeah.
maybe, here you go. Maybe that was like the closest I'm going to get to what I assume would be the real thing instead of just being like a weird blob monster. When you have super DNA, it doesn't know how to grow hair, right?
Yeah,
So like part of her hair is orange and part of it is like whatever other
Oh.
color.
yeah. Or maybe that's just like the coolest thing ever. Like if I could grow hair
Yeah.
in waves
I mean,
of different color,
It's certainly
I'd be into that.
It's certainly in some conversation in the production of this movie was like the director, John Paul, whatever, and probably someone else being like, "This is the coolest thing out." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like definitely
yeah.
they like sat down and like drew out a bunch of different haircuts on their sexy, strapped up, infantilized space lady.
yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Lilu Dallas multipass did happen.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
And it's still delighted.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of multi-pass.
She
Yeah.
says multipass like 4 times.
Yeah.
Again, she's great. Jovovich is great.
She does. She does great with what she is given.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
For
is
real.
like, don't know how to speak English.
Yeah.
Hey, don't know how to communicate and wear almost nothing.
Yeah.
Now go do that.
But also do some pretty wicked kung fu against Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a great action star.
Mhm.
She is.
Yeah.
Hey,
And I don't think people were thinking action star when they saw this movie.
No.
Which is frustrating. But anyway.
that's about it.
All right.
That is kind of about it.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't that much to this movie.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of what happens in the movie, it was a lot of just like Mila Jovovich takes her shirt off and people turn around.
Yeah.
Mila Jovovich does some kung fu, or Mila Jovovich is either unconscious or injured in some way where she has to be carried like a toddler by Bruce Willis.
Carried so much. And even after she does all that awesome kung fu stuff. Oh, there's just one last detail that drove me crazy.
Yeah.
So she does all this awesome kung fu and beats up all of these puppet latex bad guys, very bad guys. She completes that task.
Yes.
And then Zorg, the evil capitalist, comes in with his super gun or one of his super guns. And he gets the jewels. And rather than just let her, because she like zips up into the vent, which also reminded me of Die Hard. But anyway, she zips up into the vent. And rather than just like, who cares? He doesn't know that she's the fifth element.
Right.
She was just in the room. He takes time to shoot up the entire room and all of the ceiling and who knows what.
Yeah.
To kill her for no there was like no, like even as a crazy person, just for sake of efficiency of getting back and completing your transaction, it makes no difference. And she didn't even do anything to him. Like there wasn't any inciting reason.
But it was so Bruce Willis could carry her like a baby.
And then it gets reinforced that the opera lady says she may seem strong, but she's very vulnerable and she needs you.
Yeah.
It just re-infantilized her after she had done a badass thing.
Yeah, it really felt like there needed to be like it felt like there was supposed to be like another like 20 minutes of like character development between Kung Fu, Get Shot Up by Gary Oldman, and I don't know if
Sobbing
don't know
and
what
bloody
love
and
is.
calling for help.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like it was basically like the blue lady tells him that, and then that just means it's true. Even though we've seen the rest of the movie where she's like slowly learning stuff. Like that's like the whole point of her arc up to that point is like she's learning. She knows how to speak English now. She learned Kung Fu. She's starting to understand like how to exist in this world. But then like because the blue lady said so, now she's like totally weak and vulnerable.
How sad is it that the blue lady and Lilu never communicate? Also, why can't the alien lady just telepathically talk to Lilu?
Great question.
Why did she need the intermediary?
I don't know.
And why couldn't she just give her the stones before the show?
She didn't want to mess up her
She has to
vocal cords.
sing them out.
Yeah. She
What?
has to like loosen
Sing
up
'em and
whichever sphincter.
Move her around.
Do you think that's what the hip hop thing was for? It was just to like shift them in the right place?
Yeah, she's getting ready to pass.
Yes, I love that. I totally buy that. Yes, I completely accept that. I think that's canon. I completely accept that that's why she chose that particular song to perform. Like that was part of the conspiracy. Is like you do this song because it'll loosen up your organs just the right way, so that the
Pass the
four
magic stones.
like the four rocks the size of a human forearm stuck in your abdomen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's
Oh, gosh. Oh, and speaking of these rocks, one more thing.
Yes.
Also frustrating.
Oh, Corbin's
Oh, yeah.
like inability to
Inability
take
to understand the most
simplest
basic
instructions.
instruction.
yeah.
All right, they finally get back to the Egyptian temple.
Yeah.
Apparently, the golden key got used. Anyway, they get in there. They place her in the center, and he's like, "Where?" There's just one platform in the center. Just set her down, and she's at this point so distraught about war and so tired that she doesn't really want to help.
She also
Yeah.
got shot.
But he's like, "How do I open the stones?"
Right.
And she says specifically, "Wind blows, rain falls, fire burns,
Yep.
just whatever."
Yeah.
Right? And we're all like, "Yeah, you should blow on the
Right.
wind one," and like you immediately understand.
But he's
this.
like, I know, but how do you open
I know,
the
but how do
stones?
you open them? And never does anyone call him out for being a dumbass.
What's this
In
broad
fact,
talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Anyway, we got this
happening?
windstone. I don't know what to do with
Anyway,
it.
these four men will figure it out.
Yeah, and like one of them is a high priest for whom the knowledge has been passed down for 300
Yeah.
years, and nobody defers to that guy. They're like, Corbin, what
Yeah.
do we do?
It also seems weird. Like you would think, like if they've got this whole deal of just like, okay, listen, like the fact that this was all okay. I guess the fact that all this knowledge was already in Longbeard Priest in 1914, where like all the robot Pope had to say was like, pass it on to the next generation. He'd be like, okay. You would think that would mean that guy already knew all this stuff and not
Yeah.
like the robots would have stopped it like, okay, we're going to show up again in like 300 years and then we'll take care of everything. Like that just seems like poor planning.
Oh man, and then, yeah. So it takes forever to figure that out. It's so like beyond frustrating. And then at the end, it's like the Sleeping Beauty thing where he has to say he loves her, overcome his toxic masculinity enough to be vulnerable to say he loves the literal perfect creature.
Yes.
And
what a hard
then
task.
She gets filled up with light. Does she die at the end? No, that's right. They have sex at the end.
Yeah, they have
Sorry, forgot.
tube sex or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But maybe
we
she
don't
like
know that they had tube sex.
We're pretty sure.
what?
I mean,
We
I guess
don't
they could have
know
made
that.
out.
You think they just made out?
Did they
Bang.
bang?
Did they
I
bang?
see what you're doing.
Did they bang? Did
Did
they bang?
100% for sure.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely
Pretty
they did.
Yeah. Shortest segment ever.
Yeah, so did she have here's what I wonder. Like, did she have to like experience the sensation of love and then the 4 activated stones were like, oh, there's the love and start shooting light at her? Or were the stones literally like watching them? It's like, oh, they kissed and then like started because either way the stones like were already kind of activated.
That's
Yeah.
true.
They
Or
were in
did-
like standby mode or something.
Or did she just have to like? She could do it whenever she wanted to, but she wasn't convinced.
Oh, she needed a
humanity deserved
reason
fitness.
to.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So she was
Maybe
like,
she had to love humans.
And the best
Also,
way, yeah.
that kiss was gross. It was too much.
It was a lot. It was a lot. But you could say the 5th element is love.
Could say that.
Good to the element is
I
spit.
hope that every time that they pitched the movie, it always was like, it always ended up, you could say the 5th element is love.
And that's how they'd get it to the next level. Like
Yeah.
every time, like, oh shit, like they're blowing my mind, Luke.
Yeah. Also, she is perfect.
Oh yeah, right. Also, we'll have her in a strappy bandage costume.
That's probably as far as the pitch went.
Yeah.
Space. Mila Jovovich.
Jovovich. Maybe not even Mila Jovovich, just like space. A
Hot.
young hot lady.
And wearing basically
Thermal bandages.
Thermal
You
bandages.
could say the 5th element is love.
Yeah, I like this idea
Green
of
light.
I like this idea of love saving the universe or whatever, but what are these thermal bandages you put the lady in after
Yeah,
she
tell
comes
me
out of
what
the
these
tube?
perfect bandages. Oh boy. All right. Well, before we get to how we feel about the movie, we'd like to read a 5-star review of our podcast, Totes Recall,
Yep.
in the impression of a character from the movie we just watched. So we
Yep.
have a review. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So yeah, anybody feeling inspired?
Here's what I propose. I propose that Molly Chase tries to do Gary Oldman's accent in this movie.
Oh, I'd be happy to.
Yeah,
I'd be happy to try.
Because I feel like not only do you have the most Southern cultural background, you also have, as we know from previous episodes, a flawless British accent. So just weave your way between the two, and I think you'll nail it.
All right. The best. By KT88 from USA. This is the only podcast I binge listen to at work, eh? I seriously want to be friends with all 4 of them. Hashtag Team Salad. That was pretty good, right?
Great.
Did I nail
Yes. Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Thank you, KT88. We also
What was
wanna
that
be
last
friends
part?
with you.
What?
What was that?
Hashtag Team Salad.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag Team
Yeah.
Salad.
Wow. Wait, salad over pizza?
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Is that what they're saying?
That's a bold claim.
I mean, I can feel that.
To each
Or
their own.
are they like, yeah, like I'm glad you're also eating salad.
I think maybe it's
I
like
think-
pro salad.
Yeah.
Like, and also salad.
They just said team salad,
Hashtag Team Salad.
not
That's
team
true.
also salad.
I don't understand not also being team pizza.
Well,
Maybe the team pizza's implied.
you know
Yeah.
what,
Okay.
Kaylee88, I will stand with you
Ooh.
on hashtag Team Salad.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you have at least one ally.
Okay, well, we should, if we're talking salad, we should give the salad update, which is this time
Oh yeah.
we got 2 different dressings
For one of the
one
salads.
Yeah.
No, so
Salad.
this time it was 2 pizzas, 2 salads, 3 dressings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. We
Yeah.
really.
Wow.
But
Thank
you know
you,
what?
patrons.
I'm gonna be honest. Did it I don't think anyone used ranch.
I tried it just so someone would have.
Ranch is a travesty.
And I
Okay.
was like, I don't know why I did this.
So we
over
know
blue
for the
cheese.
future, blue cheese all the way.
Okay, great. It was a good experiment.
Yeah.
Also, it
We
meant that
learned.
we couldn't dress the salad because there was 2
That's true.
Dressing choices?
Peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
During our pizza and salad break, it is traditional that every time I ask if it's okay if I dress the salad, and somebody says yes, and I do that, and I pre-shake it so that we get even distribution of dressing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very helpful and also very courteous.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's very
Okay.
kind.
Did you do that today?
No, not today. Today I did not. Dan did it. Thank
Is that all you
Dan.
wanted?
Yes, you're welcome. And become a patron to find out why that might be the case.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah.
did talk about that. But what did we talk about? Patreon.com/TotesRecall.
.com
No.
Patreon.
God damn it.
No, it's not how it goes.
Anyway, thank you, Katie. We are also Team Salad, and we're your best friends.
Yay.
So we rated this with infantilized space opera arias.
Right.
Yep.
Dan, you gave it 2. You thought there would be cool art. No, you remembered there being cool art, but the story was a little thin.
Yes.
So how would it stack up against that memory?
I think that is true. I think there were a lot of like fun ideas thrown out there of just like I appreciate any sort of sci-fi that just is like, let's just go bananas. But like, as I said already, like I wish it had gone almost more bananas in some respects. And yeah, and it was just really stupid. But like, there were a lot of like problematic elements of its stupidity, which sort of made
How
it less
many
fun.
problematic elements were there?
At least 5.
I see
Thank
what you did there.
What did I say before? 2?
2.
I don't know. I guess I'll bump it up to a 2.5. Like, because I agree with Molly that like it was fun to watch it with you. Like, the experience of watching it together was fun. But I don't know if I would have been like happy to have rewatched this myself at this
Yeah.
point.
Yep.
2.5 infantilized space opera arias,
Right.
which we now know is actually just a method of loosening up giant stones lodged in your abdomen.
Yeah. And you infantilized the space opera aria by putting a sick beat under it.
Yep.
Sure.
Beth, you gave it 2. You thought it would be gross, but you wouldn't be bored.
Yes. I think that's true. It was grosser than I thought it was going to be. Like I just was upset by things. And it was more boring than I thought it was going to be. So actually I'm going to drop it. It's not quite like 1 level bad, but it's like maybe 1.5 level bad.
Yeah.
All right.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good save.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. Sorry, nerds.
I gave it 3.5, anticipating I might give it a pass. Give the bad parts a pass. I don't think I do, and it kind of hurts me to rate this low, because definitely, like, as a teen, I would have been like, oh yeah, Fifth Element's fucking awesome. You got that crazy gun. That dude smokes weed under the plane or whatever. But it's like, yeah, the woman as an object is like aggressively obvious.
It's like the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the entire point. And it is a little boring. Like it drags. It definitely drags in some spots, but it is bananas in a fun way. So I think I'm probably gonna say like 2.5 as well. Wouldn't watch again. might sit down and watch 15 minutes if it was on TV, but I never turn TV on, so
Yeah.
that's also never gonna happen.
Yeah.
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 I hear that.
Molly, you gave it a 3. You were hopeful
Oh,
because
so
you didn't really
hopeful.
remember anything, so didn't know what to
And
expect.
then you sort of casually also gave it a -5.
Yeah.
and then you're late after the 3 bet was you're probably gonna be really angry and give it a -5.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned seeing it on TV, because I was thinking watching this, if you were trying to watch this on TBS or something and just flipped around, you would not recognize it necessarily as the same movie. Like there were so many plot points and different moments. Like I would say the aesthetic mostly went through, but I think this was like a gobstopper of like 5 different movies kind of jammed together a little bit.
Sure.
But still somehow a thin plot. So I don't know. I'm going to give this a 2. And that's mainly to make sure that Freaky Friday
Oh, sure.
stays at the absolute bottom. Like, it's really to emphasize how bad Freaky Friday was that I'm going to give this pile of garbage a 2. And I don't know. It was both boring and not boring. It was hard. It was hard to concentrate. It was like somebody at a party who really wants to keep your attention, and so they just keep telling you about a dream they had.
Mm-hmm.
So it's both interesting and tiresome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the woman as object was just so hard to deal with. And while it was sort of entertaining to see if like a woman would speak, like I kind of enjoyed the anticipation of it, the disappointment was really a drag. So in my heart, I'm giving it a -5, but out of spite for Freaky Friday, it is a 2.
I admire you standing by your principles.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like at least they tried to make a movie.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Freaky Friday is like,
Yeah.
here you go, fucking, we did it.
Yeah.
It's just like at least there's like a vision
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
effort was put into.
Yes. Effort was put into this movie. We can certainly say that with confidence.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations to all involved.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey,
it's hard to
man.
make a movie, sorry.
Big
but
ups
also,
to whoever made those dog alien heads. That had to have been a lot of work.
Oh, we know who made those.
We do?
Yeah, Hank Cresthorn.
Crestor. Hey, you need a bunch of dogs that can turn into humans and shoot guns everywhere. I got what you need, Hank and Crestor's puppet costumes.
creepy elephant baby that comes out of a desk that has an unnatural skin color that Beth finds incredibly unsettling?
Hey, you want to shove a bunch of stones inside a blue pillow tentacle monster? Yeah, we could do that.
You need an inflatable balloon to put on somebody's head just to make it seem like they got a weird, freaky alien head.
You want to make it look like you got a character, but he's Hitler and he's in space? Just move that mustache.
That's right. I got some plastic shelving. I can mold to people's heads.
Oh, I ordered all these leather pants, but they're too short. What am I going to do with these leather pants for tough guys?
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.